I do know one thing for certain. This has been an Odyssey I won't forget.
Hello everybody, welcome to the first live episode of the Podyssey. That's right, it's been a long time coming, but we're here. We're live, and we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. Let's go! We've got about 7 people watching us so far. It's great to see everybody. Of course, I am joined today by the Exile. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm
Hello.
doing good. I'm very excited to be doing this live. Yeah, it's a little bit daunting because it's like, you know, what's gonna happen, but hopefully we'll be all good and it'll be fun.
Yes.
And it will be a good episode. We've got a lot to talk about. We have a lot.
We've been keeping
So,
quiet. We've been like keeping our thoughts at bay, I think, for this very moment.
Yeah, I don't really know. I was thinking earlier, like, so what does Lewis actually think right now? I don't know. I'm curious.
Yeah. We should probably say before we get too far into it, we've been testing the audio. It's been a bit up and down since we got started, so we just want to check that everybody can hear both of us at the same level and that the picture's fine, and if there is any technical issues, just let us know during it. We're not going to be referring to the chat like all the way through, but if anyone, you know, if we might pause in between making a point and we'll refer to the chat, and if there is any interesting messages, we'll bring them up. But for the most part, we're going to treat it like a very normal episode. If you look at the pinned comment as well, you can see we are not going to be spoiling it until probably maybe half an hour in. We're going to make things very clear when we are going to be spoiling stuff, okay?
Exactly.
Just getting all that out of the way.
Yeah, so again, just going on your point, this being a, you know, pretty much a normal Podyssey episode, the only difference is we're live and we can refer to the chat, you know, here and there where the episode calls for it. As you said, like it's still a Podyssey episode, so we're still gonna have our sort of chill conversation to start with.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into our main topic. It's gonna be very much, you know, what you guys expect. So, you know, off the top of that, I mean, I guess, what do we want to talk about? Do we want to do our little intro? You know, did anything happen to you on the weekend?
Well,
how was your weekend and stuff like that?
yeah. Well, I suppose the big thing is it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, of course. Oh my god, bro!
Yeah.
Happy birthday! I did message you, but I forgot just today. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was my birthday yesterday. I celebrated it at the weekend. I got a surprise. My girlfriend took me down to Hardwick Hotel Manor. It's like this manor hall thing. Big old house in the middle of the countryside. We had a 3-course meal and a bed and breakfast, and it was fantastic, you know, really nice. I feel like we were a little bit below the age demographic because we were probably the youngest people there, but it was nice. You know, we didn't even have like a HDMI cable, so we had to watch proper, normal, bog standard telly.
Wow.
Disastrous.
What did you watch?
We watched the Celebrity Chase. Oh, actually, I have got a more interesting thing there. We watched William Shatner meets Ancient Aliens on like the Blaze channel, and it's like, you know, like a 70-year-old William Shatner, famous for Star Trek, obviously. And he's just interviewing a load of alien experts, and it's they even had the guy. They had him. The guy who says aliens. It was him. Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. It was fantastic.
He's like the face of like crazy conspiracy theorists, and the hair everywhere. He's got like a receding hairline, and it just goes crazy.
Yeah, and then like 90% of it is at the back. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Damn. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of happy birthday Willis Makes Movies in the chat, which is nice.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, I should probably have a look at the chat. Sorry we don't have the chat like physically on the screen. I just didn't want to cover up our faces just based on the way that we are sort of positioned.
Well, again though, like it's just a normal episode, isn't it? It's just like, you know, we'll refer to the chat when it calls for it, or if we see something that's like, oh, we've got to answer that. That's a really good question, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not like we're ignoring you guys, but again, it's not gonna be just constantly reading chat all episode because we've got to have a little bit of a balance of what's the word? Not schedule, but a
Well, we've got to have a flow to it. We can't just be
Yeah,
starting and yeah. I mean, I'm seeing some of the messages here. People being very nice. Someone said, "William meets ancient Isu." That's a good one. That would have been even more entertaining than William Shatner. Oh, are you there?
yeah,
Are you
not the
still
chat. Yeah.
No, okay, good. Someone said the memory corridor behind us is very good. That is going to be the future memory corridor going forward. That's going to be... We're getting rid of the bright white AC2 blinding lights, and we're going to be using the Shadows one. Quite conveniently, when I first got Shadows, my PC couldn't run it. So I was able to get a very long loading screen that I could record for the podcast. So I've got like a 3-minute clip of just what you're seeing right now. This is a still image, but I have got an animated version of it, which I did by going prone and then just looking up. Fantastic stuff.
I'm not gonna lie. I was watching your live stream when you were, trying to play it for the first time. I was laughing, bro. I know it was sad for you because you were so excited, but it was funny. Like, I remember it was that beginning cutscene. It went to someone's face, and it was
Is it
just
Nobunaga?
like,
That's Nobunaga, yeah.
It was crazy. I was so funny.
Yeah.
You made that a thumbnail at the end, didn't you?
I had to, because like, I just like the joke of like, oh, my PC can't run Shadows, and then my PC can run Shadows.
Yeah.
That was a painful night. That was a very depressing night. I spent a lot of the time sort of, oh god, I was like, am I going to need to get a console? Am I going to need to upgrade my PC? Am I cooked? Is this it? I've got the day off tomorrow and nothing to do, and but...
I remember I messaged you. I was like, bro, you got to upgrade, man. You got to upgrade.
I was panicking. I mean, don't get us wrong, I still can't play the game at like max settings or anything, but it is stable, it's running. Yeah, I can even put some stuff up to high, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You've still got the experience.
The cutscenes actually play.
Yeah, and looking at your streams, it doesn't look that much worse not having it on max.
Yeah. I've got pretty much it's on medium, but then I've got like the hair texture turned up because I thought that's more important. Like shadows I've got turned down because you don't really... The water textures turned down and stuff. You just got to like get a good balance, I think, like a compromise to make it look nice.
Exactly. Yeah. That's one thing I prefer about console. As much as I used to love playing on PC, and I would if my PC wasn't destroyed. But the thing about playing on console is just so easy. Just put the game on. You click quality or performance, and that's it. And
nice and simple.
That being said, though, as I said, like I miss my gaming PC. I miss it. It just stopped working. Like I built it when I was like 18, so it's not too modern now. But I got like an RTX like 2080 in there. Like it was a good graphics card. I spent like close to $3,000 on it. Right, it was sick. Like I played Cyberpunk on it. I played so many games. It was great. And then it just like, I guess a couple years ago maybe. I would boot it up and then it would just be stuck on a black screen just for like endlessly.
Oh,
and then
really?
if I like hit buttons on the keyboard, move my mouse around, I'd eventually see the mouse on screen. And I fixed it a few times by like turning it off and on at like specific times and just fucking around, and it like fixed it. But it was so temperamental, it would just go off. And then basically got to the point where it just would never turn on. It would turn on, but it would just be stuck on this black screen. So I bought a new hard drive. I put this new hard drive in, and it worked. And I was like, thank God. So it was just my hard drive. And then the same thing happened about a week later. So I don't know what it is.
Well, it's weird. I'm getting advice off like everything I boot up now is telling me, like even CapCut, when I was rendering yesterday, said don't export this file to your hard drive. I'm like, but I've got a 4 terabyte hard drive. I need something to go in it.
Why not? Like it
said it would cause like lag or something in the video, which to be fair, I have actually had before.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Because I just did a video on the the Thrown to the Dogs quest line. You know, that fantastic
Yeah.
long quest line, which took
a
me.
video for that today.
Did you watch to the end? It took 10 minutes and
Yeah.
43 seconds to finish the whole thing. That is
Crazy.
actually mental.
Basically, it was just in the game, and then they were just like, let's just grab this and put
Yeah.
it as the pre-order, you know, rather than have a specific, like.
Which is crazy because you look at like the 40 Thieves, that's like 3 separate missions, more capped. There's like better cutscenes than are in the actual game. There's characters. There's like, you know, a boss fight at the end with a unique outfit reward. And then you look at Shadows. You get a beaten up dog. Like, it's just, that's not very nice. Who's gonna buy that?
Do you know the woman in the quest that you killed?
Oh,
that
yeah,
was like
yeah.
me. She'd just done that quest before, and she just knew. That's why she was like pushing you off. She was like, "Look, this is a 10-minute quest. That's why I don't like the dog."
I do wonder what would have happened if I didn't kill her. There can't be any other options there, surely.
You would. I saw that you got a choice in that. Is that even with canon mode on? You got a choice. Oh, I've not had any choice.
I have a question regarding canon mode.
Ooh, is that okay? Yeah, go.
I've
go for it.
done one of the League characters. Okay.
Done them.
Like not all like no sorry, I mean obviously romance isn't in it. So one of the League members on canon mode does not. I don't want to spoil it. Have you done any of the League quest lines?
Do you know, I did the Yaya one because I needed
I haven't
somebody
done
to
that one.
help me in combat. But it's not really much. Nothing. It doesn't really do much, does it? Because for that quest, it was just like, I don't know. I'm scared to say as well because I don't know what I can and can't say.
Well, I
It's
haven't
not
done
really
that one, but I don't mind because they're just side stuff. But I will say, the one that I did not end with me getting them as a League member.
Right.
Which was apparently something that you can choose in the non-canon mode. You can have them as a recruit, but the canon choice is that they don't join you.
Oh.
So I feel like choosing canon mode, I've missed out. I did that whole quest line to get this character, and now I can't. I'm locked out.
And they were like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck off.
Well, I can't say like exactly what happens, but
yeah, fair enough.
It's like unfortunate because I feel like there's no way I'm gonna get them back. But that's canon. That's the canon choice. Whereas like things like that, yes, I would like a choice there. Like what? They can't decide.
I guess it's like, well, we'll get into choices and canons and all this stuff as we get into it. But
somebody said in the chat they know who I'm talking about. Shh, keep quiet.
They know. Quiet. Okay, okay, fair enough. Oh man, I mean, do we? I know we usually do our intro conversation. But like, I don't know what else I've got.
I feel like this is the conversation, isn't it? Yeah, let's
this is it, right?
Let's just get into it. The people are here for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. We got 20 people watching, which is not too bad actually.
Wow.
Yeah. It keeps going. Well, it goes up and down a bit here and there, but
nice.
Sort of generally, yeah.
I've just got the chat open. I can't see the viewership. Oh yeah, okay. Hey, we're cooking.
Oh, let's go. Okay, so I think the best way to do this is, as we said before we sort of went live, we kind of decided that to start with, we're going to give our sort of summary of how we feel about Shadows at the moment.
Yeah.
And then let's say Lewis does it for his summary. I'll give my sort of summary. And then we'll sort of, to give you guys, the viewers, sort of an idea of where we're at. And then we'll sort of delve deep into that. And it will be very much, I would say this is more of a first / sort of like mid-game impressions. But like a deep dive on that. So do you know what I mean? So it's not like a review. It's not like a spoiler thing. It's just like we're still playing, but we've played a good bit of it now. So how are we feeling? That sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like we're still sort of in the midst of finishing the game or playing the game. So we haven't like, we can't really get into like spoilers because we don't know what happens. But we can talk
We
about.
don't
We're going to be
actually
talking about the game
spoil.
mechanics, and stuff like that. We're going to be spoiling in the sense that we'll be giving our opinion on how it plays and how the presentation and stuff.
Exactly, and at the end of the day, like, my perception of it feels a bit skewed because obviously I obviously got it. What did I like? Maybe a week before the game came out. So for me, it
Yeah.
feels like it's been out for a while, but it's been out for 5 days. That's not long at all. So it's less than a week.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's
I
it's
feel like
crazy to me how quickly some people have like finished it though.
I know, I know, I know. But it's like I feel like we're in a good space where we don't have to talk about like the story, the ending, because again, a lot of people watching will still be playing it and they might not want to hear that. So I think, yeah,
Yeah.
if we stick to light sort of story narrative talk, what we like about it without like giving story stuff away. Like I've there's stuff I want to say about what I think about the writing of the game and the characters' dialogue, and that's not going to give any spoilers away. So we can do
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Talk
yeah,
like,
absolutely. I think we have to. We can't avoid the
yeah,
elephant in the
yeah,
room
yeah,
is that we are both here for story, aren't we? So that's what we'll be
yeah,
probably focusing
exactly. Yeah, and like obviously reading the chat, there's a lot of people saying good things and bad things. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm sure a lot of people in chat will. Some of you will finished it. Some of you will still be playing. So again, just a reminder. Let's not chuck any spoilers in the chat. Let's just keep it spoiler free. And we'll be good. We'll be good. And then it's like we can come back to this. I'm sure in the future. Well, we know that in the future when we finish the game, we're gonna do an episode like a spoiler cast episode where we just go in, talk about it all, right?
Yeah, yeah, obviously. We'll do one that is just story.
Yeah, so there's a few things that I'm sure we'll probably be saving for that, but this is our overall impressions. So I guess shall we hand it? I'll hand it to you, Lewis. What do you think about Assassin's Creed Shadows so far? You're 20 hours in, am
Ooh.
I right?
Yes, so to clarify, I'm about 20 hours in. I've killed about 5 or 6 of the main targets. I'd say I'm roughly like halfway done across the board. However, the big expansive board, I've still got a lot of that left. Like, I've barely even got half of those unlocked. And I'm going to be honest, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. My thoughts on the game are extremely positive. They were...
Yeah.
I was a bit thrown off by the prologue, I will be honest. A lot of people were saying, like, oh, the prologue's amazing, it's incredible. I was playing it. Obviously, I was playing it with a lot of lag. But, once my PC was fixed, I did go back. I replayed it just to make sure I was getting the right experience. And I still feel like the pacing of that prologue was a bit of a rough start, I think, for what the game is later down the line. I still think the structure of the game is potentially my biggest issue at the minute, as in just the way the events have been laid out, and especially like the way it messes with time, let's say, like the chronology of events. That's something that is sort of... Well, we'll get into that actually, because I am curious about that more. Gameplay-wise, I'm very happy with the combat. I think the combat is really solid. I dare say this is one of the best combat systems Assassin's Creed's had. It's a massive improvement on Valhalla for sure, and I think it also takes a lot of elements from Mirage and maybe improves on it. I mean, Mirage was very bare bones. It seems like a good mix between the two, between a Mirage and a Valhalla. The parkour... Well, anyway, let's move on from that. No, I will give the parkour this. Something I realised was that when I'm doing stealth, the parkour works. It doesn't get in the way, and like I don't feel like the game is cheating me or I'm doing badly because of the way the system is set up. I feel like the parkour in the game is designed for stealth with stealth in mind, and the only times that parkour is bad is when you try and play this game, I think, like the older games. That's my hot take there, is I feel like if you want the older games, you're going to try and make the parkour in this game fit that, and it's not going to work because it's just not designed. And it is poor, and I've got problems with the animations as well, like I did with Mirage. But it's not something I'm consciously paying attention to. I'm not going, oh my god, it feels awful to move around. I feel like the movement is satisfying enough. Combat's good. The open world is tremendous, in my opinion. I think the quality of the weather systems, the open world design, it's not like... It is a lot of massive open fields, but at the same time, it is diverting your attention elsewhere. There are little side activities, and there's also not like... You can't just climb up everything, and you can't just go straight across everything. You're going to reach these mountains and gorges that you can't climb up and have to go around, and stuff like that. God, is there anything else I'm missing? I like Naue when she's not speaking. I like the subtitles, the writing, you know.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
I feel like Naue is being written to be purposefully like... I feel like her actor is playing her purposefully to have like very broken English. That's the only way I can explain. That's the only way I can explain stunted dialogue.
I have a different theory.
But Yasuke, I will say, Yasuke is the character I'm preferring a lot more at the minute. Not in terms of gameplay, but I don't hate him. I must say, I am trying to do a 50-50 split. I do apologise if anybody just heard a really loud noise. That's just my...
I didn't hear anything.
My PC is telling me that AC Shadows has just finished updating.
I actually didn't hear anything, so I think you're good.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like Yasuke's voice actor is so much better. I feel like his storyline is so much more interesting. Especially the flashback missions that we get. I think they're really, really good. And let's just say when the two of them inevitably join forces, that was awful. And we're gonna...
Wait, really? You didn't like that bit?
Not right. The scene...
Can we talk about it, or is that spoiler? I guess that's spoiler.
There is an event that causes them to join forces, which I think was great. That's one of my favourite scenes.
Together, let's say.
Yeah, and I think that the fate was a fantastic scene. Really great. I loved that. The bit I didn't like was afterwards. Yeah. When Yasuke goes to meet Naue. And something happens with another character.
Can I just do a visual action and you tell me if this was in the scene? Like this.
Oh, after that. Oh, wait, no, it is that. Yeah.
It is.
And the event...
I like that part.
The event that stops that.
There was no, like, reconciliation after the fact, but that scene I liked. I was like, you know what? This is alright. I don't like that it didn't explore that in depth afterwards. But
it was a bit too quick. And also, I felt like... Without spoiling, I felt like Yasuke had... They'd given a reason for the two to join forces, and then they thought, maybe that's not enough, let's throw another one on top that was infinitely weaker. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Well,
wait.
I don't know how to... Maybe I could put it in our Discord chat.
Can I say...
No. Maybe I could mute our mics and then we could just say it.
Can I... I'm trying to think of a way to say this. There's balloons.
Yeah, that's the part I'm not liking. That's the part.
You didn't like that?
No,
you didn't
I thought that was
little,
silly.
That little twist. You didn't like that? See, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was not... that was, to me, I thought... Yeah, that's... Well, I mean, I guess that we might as well talk about that scene in the actual spoiler episode, because...
I'm not thinking about it.
You know what I mean?
I'm just going to carry on with the game, and then once it's done and I can see the whole story laid out... Because, put it this way, I was really disappointed with the prologue, because I thought, oh, that's it for, like, Naue's village. We know that the prologue is going to be Naue's village burning down. I thought that was it.
CGI trailer,
yeah, exactly. Again, I thought the CGI trailer did it better, like with Mirage. But I thought that was the only time we'd see that happen, but it's actually more like the linchpin that the whole narrative is circling around. Like, before, leading up to it, and afterwards. So, I think I need to wait and see what the whole game looks like to understand what the structure properly is. I still feel like I'm not fully understanding where it's, like, going.
I know what you're...
Yeah. Is there anything else spoiler-free I can say there before we move on to yours?
I mean...
Can't think of anything.
Well, as a spectator oh sorry, I moved too much and it glitched out.
Yeah.
As a
We're having some lag
spectator,
issues, but it's fine. It's fine.
yeah, if we move too much, we start lagging. I don't know why, but we'll try not to move too much. Anyway, what I was saying was, as a sort of spectator to what you just said there, I feel like I've got a general sort of vibe of how you're feeling at the moment. So, you kind of answered my general summary questions of how you're feeling. Obviously, we can explore that in more depth.
Yes. Yes.
Before I sort of give my version of, my experience so far, I know this is really annoying and we are live, so we can't cut it, but I need to go to the bathroom right now.
No. Okay,
This,
I'll
man, this
answer
comes zero.
See, I finished my drink beforehand.
Your Assassin's
Okay.
Creed cup, is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that? I got it.
I just saw it inside. There was a logo inside, right?
I got all the
In the cup.
characters there, and then yeah, as it fills
That's
up,
pretty
the
sick.
logo fills up. I got this ages ago.
Really?
It's got all of the characters up until Syndicate, so that tells you how old it is.
You've drank one too many vodkas out of that, I'm sure.
It's certainly got an aftertaste.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll answer some of the questions in the chat then. While
Yeah.
you're gone. I'll keep the.
There was one funny chat. I'll just say before I
Oh,
go
yeah,
is,
yeah.
fuck, what was it? It was so funny.
Canon event for Exile to go to the toilet. I like that.
Yeah, of course,
It has to happen.
I like the 41st Reclaimer said the mental gymnastics to avoid spoilers is crazy, but I respect the dedication. Because when we're saying like balloons and going like this.
Yes, yes. I think we did a good
Wow.
job there.
Yeah, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, no worries. Alright, so for everybody else who is still here, this is a behind the scenes, by the way. This happens every single episode, is he will go to the toilet, and I will basically, like, I'll record a short, or I'll just waffle at the camera. There is so much deleted footage of me just dicking about while he's at the toilet. Let me start a poll, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a poll. There you go. Let me know what you think about Assassin's Creed Shadows so far. I'm really glad that 100% said dislike straight away. Yes, Exile has seen the launch animatic. That was absolutely fantastic. For anyone who doesn't know, Mythweaver 7 made a little fan animation from the beginning of our Mirage retrospective, where I was trying to explain to the Exile who Anthony Allen was, the launch guy, and Mythweaver 7 actually animated that, and it was fantastic. And that was a very nice birthday present, thank you. The side quests, I believe some of them get the canon treatment, some of them don't. Like I say, I missed out on a League member because I chose canon mode, which was very unfortunate for me. It's only because I'd gone on Reddit and seen the fate of that character that I realised that I couldn't get out of it, which was really disappointing. And sorry that there isn't an option for people who haven't played the game as well. This is this poll is just
Oh, that's.
you're back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was
There
just
we
gonna say
go.
it feels so much pressure walking out of the bathroom because everyone can see me.
Yeah,
so I'm
we
like,
can't cut
"Oh my God,
the
everyone's watching
walking
me."
in part. We usually cut out the
Yeah.
walking in part.
If I do unless I'm doing like a little funny joke, and I'll leave us walking in sometimes.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
me editing,
But the funny
sometimes I do
part
that.
there is that we can't see each other when we're recording.
I know, right?
Whereas this
Yeah.
time, this is the first time we can actually see each other.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know you're on this side of the screen, whereas for you, I'm on that side of the screen. But...
Yeah. No, for me, you're on that side.
Oh, I'm that way. Or that way.
The
I'm
way
this
I
way.
can see it now is the way it is on the actual stream.
Oh, excellent. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess should we get in? Shall I just give my summary?
Yeah, you go for yours. I was just gonna say, just to wrap up quickly, in
Yeah,
terms of like my placements, I think it's currently sort of in line with Origins. It's definitely better than Odyssey and Valhalla. It's absolutely, I think, miles above those two in terms of how much I'm
Ooh.
enjoying it, the entertainment factor, how much like I want to keep coming back to it. But I'm not
Okay,
sure
fair
how
enough.
much higher up it is. For now, it's sitting at Origins, but it's not quite past Origins.
That's
So,
fair enough.
okay.
Fair enough.
Go for it.
Okay. See, I've got to figure out a good way to say this. Okay, so I would like to give just a little sort of journey explainer with where I started, where I am now, a sort of thing, you know, just to give a bit of context so people can see where I'm coming from. Hopefully, so I don't know if everyone has seen in the chat my video, but I did a sort of first impressions video that came out on, it was like on the 18th, because I was lucky enough to get a review code, so I had a bit of a head start. I did a little first impressions video to come out, and I did that after about just under 10 hours in the game. First 10 hours.
Question. Where were you up
for
to?
it, yeah.
Where were you up to? Spoiler wise.
At the moment.
No, when you made that video.
Oh God,
Am I past where you were?
Oh, so by the time when I did my first impressions video, I had just got Yasuke.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. I know, right?
It's mad that that's like 10 hours in.
For me, it was. Or
Yeah.
it was almost 10 hours. It was like.
Oh, it was about the same for me. Yeah, about 13.
It was like 9 something. Yeah. Anyway, so.
Yeah.
First 10 hours, as I said in the video, I said I'm loving Assassin's Creed Shadows so far. Word for word, I said that. I said it's got a narrative that takes itself seriously. It doesn't feel grindy. It feels quite focused right now, and I was getting what I hoped to get out of it for the first 10 hours. You know, narrative-wise, being what felt like an Assassin's Creed sort of game. I was enjoying it, and I was really excited to see where it would go. And I would say, well, so then I kept playing, right? I kept playing the game, sort of off camera, you know, just doing my own thing. And I would say about just, well, really just after that 10 hours, maybe a few hours after that, maybe about 12, 13 hours in, I just found myself starting to get really bored. Again, like I'm scared to say this because I feel like I'm just gonna.
There's nobody else here. There's only me. Okay. There's nobody. Ignore everyone over there. It's fine.
Yeah.
We can't edit it out afterwards.
Yeah. So I started to. I just basically I just got a feeling like everything started to just stagnate. Like the first 10 hours, so much stuff was happening. There was loads of build up. It felt very focused, very streamlined. I went to this quest to this quest. It all felt like there was purpose. And just after sort of the 10, 12, I think it was about 13 hours in, the questing just didn't seem to have much substance to what was actually happening. I just felt a genuine drop off. Quests started to feel, I don't know if they actually were, but they felt like they started to get further and further away from each other. So I had to do a lot more, running.
I agree
to
with
my
that, mind. I've found the distances are starting to grow. It's starting to
Exactly.
go from 500 meters to 1,000, then to 2,000.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. And also, I've started to notice as you get into the game more, there's a lot more grinding needed. Like there's more level gating. You'll get one hit killed if you do not level up. So then you're literally forced to go out and do side quests, which I know some people don't mind that, they like that, but for me personally, I can't stand level gating. I just really can't. Like if I want to do the main story, let me do the main story, you know? Like I don't want to be forced one way or the other. I like to have the choice, the freedom to do this, do that, and then, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, of course.
So, I mean, unfortunately, that's sort of where I am now, where I'm like, again, first 10 hours, really good. The rest of the game, which I'm nearly 30 hours. I think I'm about 26 hours. That's not really nearly 30, is it? Just over 25, 26 hours in. And the last, well, I guess like 10 hours, I've not been enjoying it. I'm not going to lie. I'm suffering. Like, I feel like I'm forcing myself to play it.
Really?
And I don't want to play it. Yeah, I know it
bad.
sucks because a lot of people are really enjoying it. And again, like, I'm not going to stand there and say it's a terrible game. Like, it kind of feels like it might end up being that way to me, but like everyone's so different. And if there's people in the chat watching, you know, and obviously Lewis as well, if you guys are loving the game, I can see why, and I don't want to take that away. Like, I want to respect that a lot of people are loving it and understand why. Just in the hopes that you guys can also, if I give my point across, hopefully you guys can sort of just at least respect that I'm not liking it rather than just hear me out, sort of thing. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no, it's perfectly,
'Cause
it's perfectly justified, you know.
I want to love it, and I'm terrified that people are gonna call me like
No.
a hater and whiny bitch and shit. You know?
No. Well, it's better to be honest than to just glaze the game.
I know
You know,
that. I know
I've
that.
got my issues with it as well. That's why I'm very curious. Yeah, we'll get into details because I'm curious what's holding it back, and whether that's anything that I've experienced yet, or if there's like this whole other layer that I haven't got to yet.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're curious, I would say.
How are you ranking it so far? How are you ranking
Oh,
it
okay,
compared to other
okay.
games?
I was thinking about this earlier. I was
Yeah.
thinking if I was asked this question, how would I explain it? And I think the best way I could explain it is this. So again, there's a bit of setup here, but I hope it makes sense. Or, it's clear to everyone. Everyone knows I preferred the OG games, right? But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean I don't like the newer games. I like Unity. I've liked Origins. There was parts of Valhalla I've liked. So you know, it was very much in the realms of possibility that I'd really like Shadows. So I've never said I hate Odyssey, right? Just bear with me. We're getting somewhere. Well, I'm trying to take this somewhere.
Okay.
I mean, there might be a clip of me saying I hate it, but from my knowledge and the way I feel, I think in my personal opinion, to the sort of games I like, Odyssey is bad. To a lot of people watching, it might be good, but for me, Odyssey is bad. I've never said I hate Odyssey though. Origins, I'd say, is a good game. I'd say Origins, to me, good.
Yes.
So Origins, good. Odyssey, to me, bad. I would say Valhalla, mid. I'd say, for me, mid. Because I would say incredibly mid.
Okay.
Mirage, I would say Mirage incredibly mid.
I don't even
and
think Mirage
Shadows,
counts.
well, bear with me. I'm trying. I'm trying to
no.
put here. Shadows. It's painful. Like pain, I would say the word for that game. Pain.
You're already
And I'm
making
not
the
trying-
short
I'm-
for it.
I'm
One
not-
word to
I'm
describe each game. Shadows. Pain.
But guys, I'm not. I'm not trying to be like, oh, he's such a contrarian or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to just be that guy that hates it. I'm really not, because I do have good things to say about it. I genuinely do. But I just think overall for me right now, and again, like, if you have any questions the chat have to ask me to go in depth on why, we can do that. And this is what today's conversation is for, as well as
and
the good
again,
stuff, your opinion as well.
We've also got like, this could be a Valhalla situation where it massively picks up by the end.
Oh, I think it will. I think it will. But that's to me that hurts more because it's like I'll tell you what. I was live streaming this the other day, which you guys might have been watching. I know Lewis, you jumped in a bit. I was just at that point. I don't know if it's obvious, but I was pretty getting like disillusioned a bit. I was like getting really. It was getting boring. I low key was like skipping a lot of cutscenes because it was just yap. Like I would go to meet a new NPC, and it would be the same conversation every time. It would be like, I've met this person and I'm talking to them as if I've known them for ages, but it's just like they're just there, and you just go to them like you know them, but you've never seen them before. They say, oh, this is annoying. I need help with this. And she says, well, I guess I should help. Do it.
Your
And it's
delivery
all
there was a bit too good. If you could just
Sorry,
make it a bit worse.
But like, it's just a lot of like extra steps to get to your main target. I was skipping a lot of those cutscenes by the end just because I'd done like so many of them off camera. It's starting to get to the point where I was like, I'm just hearing the same thing over and over, so I was just skipping them. And then when I'm not going to spoil it, don't worry, but when I killed this main target, I got hit with a genuine good cutscene, a good bit of dialogue between Yasuke and Naoe, and I'm like, this is some proper Assassin's Creed shit that I like. They were saying like Yasuke was starting to feel like he was the bad guy, and Naoe was saying like it's your belief that makes you who you are, and that's not to enact how you do certain things. That's what free will is. And I was like, oh shit, well this is what I'm looking for. But then it's like there's some good stuff in between, so much stuff that just is, to me, absolute nothingness, dialogue and cutscenes, and that hurts me more because it's like you can see what it could be, and it doesn't hold up. And I kind of almost wish it was just consistent throughout, either good consistent or bad consistent, because at least I wouldn't be having this emotional roller coaster of like.
I see.
So there is some good. So there is some bad. So there is some good. And again, when people say, and I'll hand it back over to you, Lewis, in a minute. But just when people say like, "Oh, but the beginning and end is really great," I'm like, yeah, I love the beginning, but it's like again,
It's like 40 hours in between that.
why do I have to do so much? Again, what feels to me like filler stuff just to get to the good things? And I feel like if they could have just paced that nicely throughout the game, it would have paid off so much better. And again, I guess that's a bit of in a nutshell how I'm feeling about it at the moment. Not to take away from the things that are good about the game, which we will get into, and obviously not to take away from everyone watching who is loving the game and might disagree with me, which is completely fine. I'm not saying I'm objectively right. This is my subjective sort of experience with it. Everyone has their own experience with it, and this is where the way mine is, which I'm not saying is right or wrong. I'm just saying that's how I've naturally just come to feel about it, and I can't help that. I'm just saying this because, again, I don't want to piss everyone off. I'm hoping we can have more of like a sort of I understand your thoughts, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, of course we will. It's just whether
Yeah.
in the long term, you've just got to word it very well. If you ever do like a scripted review of the game, I think it just needs to cover all of the arguments that people are going to make in return.
Yeah, and exactly, but
if everybody was saying the same thing, it would be boring.
Yeah, that's very true. And one thing the experience I've had over the last sort of year or so with being on YouTube is that whatever you say, you're gonna get people angry at you from different sides. Whatever you say, if you say something's great, people who hate it will go at you. If you say it's bad, people who love it will go at you. So what can you do but just be true to yourself and just be prepared to be called out or whatever.
I mean, it's weird though, isn't it? You're kind of getting it from both sides because there's people who absolutely hate the game and absolutely love it. And I feel like there's very few people who are talking about the middle sort of ground.
The middle ground. That is the internet in general a lot of the time these days, though, I find, from my experience, at least when it comes to like comments, tweets, stuff like that, it's very much like great or terrible rather than nuanced. I suppose.
I feel like a lot of the thumbnails I've been seeing at the minute are like just nasty, just really bad. I mean, there's this narrative going around at the minute that Ubisoft's like done, which is insane because like Shadows has the second highest player count in the franchise on launch week.
Yeah.
How is this correlating to the end?
Yeah, I think obviously it's very clear that Ubisoft have been going through, financial problems, and I think because of that, it's so easy for like grifter channels to jump on it like they're done because they made a woke game, and it's so easy for them to say all that stuff.
My favorite at the minute is that Yasuke has a gay romance. And all of the comments, all the comments are like, "Yeah, but you had to press the buttons to get this."
I literally saw a comment like that.
Fantastic.
Someone on Instagram said like, "I don't want none of that gay shit in my game" or something stupid like that. And they literally said that, bro. If you must have made that choice to see that. So what's your problem? You know what I mean? And then someone replied, and again, like obviously, I'm not one to judge in any way. But I just found it funny, like somebody responded saying, like, it's always the most flamboyant people saying these things they reply to. Which it's not the terminology I would have used because I think everyone's their own person. But like, I just thought it was amusing in that context. But let me ask you. Maybe we should talk about what we like first before we.
Oh, okay. Do we want to go like that way?
Well,
around?
I don't know. Well, it's up to you. What do you want to do?
It's either that or we end up going through each of the main pillars one by one.
True, that could be. Yeah.
Because we're going to end up just flip-flopping around anyway, aren't we, really? Because we're just going to keep bringing up stuff. But
okay. Can I ask you... Because I'm genuinely curious, and this might be a good way to sort of get into everything else.
Yeah.
What do you think about the open world so far when it comes to like size, exploration, how it ties in with the content? What's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's very nice looking, you know. Beautiful open world. I don't feel like the traversal part of it is too bad compared to the previous games, because I just get this feeling everything's a lot more denser packed. I don't know whether it's the same mass but with a lot more stuff in it, but I just feel like there's a lot more sort of important places sort of being dotted around, like the temples occurring. You know, if you just go in a straight line is what I mean. If you just start riding in a straight line, you're going to come across these temples and stuff, and the castles are pretty frequent as well, and they're all uniquely designed. They've got good layouts. They're almost like their own mini black box missions, which I quite like. I mean, very mini. I mean, mini to the point where you have to make up your own path.
Yeah.
What else would I say? I mean, I think what I'm enjoying the most about the open world is that when I've gone off on a tangent, I am finding stuff that's interesting. And I don't know how long that's going to last. But, for example, I went to the very top of the map. It's like a level 19 area. And I thought, oh, you know, I know there's an achievement for getting to the highest peak in the game. And I thought I'd found that highest peak. So I'm climbing up to the top. I get to the top, I synchronise, I don't get the achievement. What I do notice is there is a massive cave behind me. A big, open, empty cave. And it's not a marked location. It's an unmarked location. So I was thinking, right, you know what? Let's go for it. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to go there. I go there, and there's a hidden boss.
Oh.
And he uses smoke bombs, and he's like this thing. And when I kill him, but I found a fantastic glitch to be able to kill him, because he was massively over-leveled, I should say. I was on him, slashing for like 10 minutes, because his only attack was the kick. That red, the unblockable kick. Yeah. So I just kept dodging, dodging. I did that for like 20 minutes, and he never did anything else. Finally killed him, and I unlocked a brand new circle. And I got like unique rewards for stuff that I can't unlock yet.
When you say circle, you mean like on the objectives board, like a new sect of people, I guess you could say. Yeah.
And for me, that was pretty cool, because that's something that I went out of my way to find. It's an unmarked location. It led to a hidden boss, which is now unlocked like a sort of side mission of targets, a side strain. And I got some unique gear at the end. And I have had moments like that where, like, you know, you'll see a boat in the middle of the ocean that's got like houses on it. And so very early in my playthrough, I was like,
they're cool, yeah.
I want to find out what that is. So I went over and I swam up and, you know, I did the whole thing, and I got loads of loot from those. And I don't know, there's just little moments like that where I feel like it's keeping me engaged regularly enough. But that could all change as the game goes on. I don't know if maybe in 10 hours' time it's going to start getting repetitive. I've heard that the temples get very repetitive. And I must say, I have been sort of putting off doing a lot of those. I also just want to call out in the chat. Someone said, "Evil Willis be like, I love the Unity Ezio outfit."
Oh,
because someone said earlier, Evil Exile, Shadows is pleasure.
I
Shadows
saw
is pain.
that.
We're missing some really
that.
banging comments here. There's some really funny ones.
I know, it's funny. But I think, going on to your point about like how you're enjoying the open world right now, I think I do wonder if, you know, because it very much dropped off for me, I've got to try and think, okay, what was I thinking about like the open world and stuff when I was in my first 10 hours, when I was loving it? And I think I
think there's a difference though from the first 10 hours, especially when you're just playing as Naue. I think that is a very different game. It's a very different game. It's only when you unlock Yasuke that it sort of starts to it kind of becomes Valhalla. Is the only way I can describe it, is the structure starts to look a little bit sloppier.
Yeah. Do you know, I think what it is for me, again, like going off of what you've said about the open world, which is obviously, in your experience, that's undeniably how you feel about the game, which can be argued, well, then that's a good open world, you know? I think, again, for me, I think it was just a lack of like a purpose, which made everything feel like a slog in the end to me. Like, again, first 10 hours, I feel like I know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. There's these big story moments are happening. They're all tying in together. I'm going after these targets, and there are meaningful cutscenes, and again, it feels like there's a grand purpose to this story, to the activities I'm doing. They all feel like they're tying together, which I think is the most important thing when it comes to any open world game, is to have everything have meaning to the grander narrative, so you feel like everything you do again has purpose.
Yeah.
And I think for me, after that sort of, I keep saying 10 hours, but really it's about 13 hours, it just dropped off because I think the narrative dropped off. And then I started to think that everything I'd go to do, whether it was like a side thing or a main quest or a side quest, I just didn't feel like I was getting enough out of that. Like it felt like, so why is Naoe going here? Why is Yasuke doing this? Like what's their reason? And it's just like, it didn't feel like there was enough purpose for these characters, which made me feel like I didn't have purpose in why I was doing it. And then I just started to feel like everything was very, again, like meaningless. Like, oh, I'm just doing the same thing again and again for what, to what end?
I do have a counterpoint to that in terms of the purpose. The one thing that is holding this whole narrative together at the minute for me is the flashbacks. I think that the flashback stories, because you need to complete certain ones in order to progress with the story. With Yasuke's, you have to complete Yasuke's in order to start doing his present day stuff, because they connect to the past. The one thing that is tying this whole narrative together from being sloppy for me is that the flashback missions are linear. They are very narrative focused. They remind me of like the old AC games. They feel like old Assassin's Creed missions. Yes. Even if they are like the simple, bare bones, go and talk to someone and then a long cutscene plays, they feel like they are enforcing what's happening in the present day. And if they weren't there, then the I say modern day, what I mean is like the stuff happening in the present would start to lose me. And what I'm wondering is, if later into the game you stop getting that backstory that's enforcing what's keeping the characters going. Especially with Yasuke, you meet all the people in the past that are integral to his life, which is why I'm like, oh, I know who these people are in the present. I somewhat understand that. Naoe, I still feel like, well, Naoe's origin story is like already sort of done, so I don't know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because it was just after I finished those flashback stories that it started to drop off. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, obviously, I really enjoyed Yasuke as well. I'm not going to say what happens, again, for spoilers, but it shows how he got to be where he was at the beginning of the game, right? And again, like you said, it is very, like, focused, like the format of, like, a story in an older Assassin's Creed game. It's good. It's good. And I think as much as I was not as much of a fan of Naoe's backstory, it was still focused with the level structure, the design of how these backstories play out. The design was the structure was there. And when I finished those, thinking back, I think that's kind of where it dropped off for me. It's like, okay, well, now I've seen those stories, and now we're back to the main bit. And yes, it can carry on by meeting other characters, but for me, I'm pretty sure I finished Yasuke's main story now, because there's no objective on his face on the objectives menu. It's just his face, and there's nothing there. So I'm like, maybe something unlocks later, but as of right now, I can't progress in any specific Yasuke story. So I've done that for what I know. And then with Naoe, I did. There's like 4 flashback stories, right? You go to the shrine, you pray, it triggers the story.
I've only done 3 out of the 4 Naoe ones. I haven't done that last one yet.
So there's 4 of those overall. But then I haven't done any more, but I have gone through the world and found more like shrines with the same quest name. So I do wonder if there will be some more. I haven't done those yet. But I just I guess that could be where it dropped off a bit, because those things do keep you going, because you're like, oh well, there'll be another one of those quests soon, and I know what to expect with that, so I'm going to do all this stuff in between, and you feel the purpose, because you're like, I'm going to go in and do that. But when that's gone, and when in my opinion, the main narrative starts to drop off in quality. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of why. It's for me, it's all about narrative in Assassin's Creed. That's, yes, gameplay, but to be completely honest, the only thing keeping me into Assassin's Creed with the newer games is the story, because the gameplay for me is not my chosen gameplay sort of formula. For me, that's the older stuff with the parkour, just with the feel of the world. So these days, it is just a story. I want to find out what happens with Assassins and Templars and the Isu and all that stuff. So when that stuff starts to drop off for me, or I feel like I'm not getting anything to do with Assassin's Creed out of this, I'm like, so why am I here? And that's kind of how I feel. Very personally, though. Very personally, subjectively, before everyone gets angry at me.
There's a funny... When we're talking about certain aspects of the franchise not being acknowledged, like, the title characters. I don't know if it's just spoiled. This is just an offshoot thing. There is a moment in the game where it's just happened for me like a few hours ago, where a character says, "I am not afraid of these assassins." And I looked up when he said
I remember that.
I looked up and I went, "What do you mean? What do you mean?"
I did the same thing,
but I think the character is just referring to the general term assassin and not the Brotherhood, because it didn't have a capital letter on the subtitles. That's what caught me. I was like, oh no. But when he said it, I was like, oh shit, are we gonna get something? Because there has to be something.
Can I ask you something that's links to that in kind of the conversation?
Yeah.
Not that specific moment, but did you do? I won't spoil, so I'm gonna keep it very broad. If you played it, you'll know. Did you do the Now A backstory quest where it's snowy and you go into a temple to get a letter?
Whoa.
And it's bandits have overtaken the temple and you need to
Yes, I have. Yes. For the grandmother, is it? Or for the old woman?
Auntie, whatever she is.
Yes, I have done that. Yeah.
Do you remember this bit threw me the fuck off? She says, "You will learn from the ones who came before."
Oh, yes,
I don't think she meant that. I don't even think she meant the Isu. So I was like, the ones who came before, what's this letter going to be? And then it's nothing. And I'm like, so why? It's like the writers are playing with us.
I think they
It's like, we're just going to write it like that. But it's like,
No, there has to be something, because they keep mentioning in the game that there is these other people. I can't remember what it was, but something recently, a cutscene I had, they were saying, you're in cahoots with other people. And I was like, okay.
Too scared to say it. And I don't. Again, I haven't played the ending yet, so we're yet to see. This is just speculation from me, but I'm doubting if we're gonna actually see assassins now. I don't know. And when in the CGI trailer, the story trailer. Story trailer. It wasn't CGI. Yes. With the true villain, the Spanish dude.
Yeah, well, we know that the Portuguese are the Templars. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Where are they?
Those guys who came across with Yasuke, they're the Templars. 100%.
They're not even in the game. They're not even in the game, bro.
Yasuke recognized the hidden blade. He has to know. He has to. He's being super secretive, but every time he sees a hidden blade, even in the flashback with Nobunaga, there's a bit where... Sorry, I'm spoiling it now. I'm spoiling it.
Fuck!
No, right, look. There's a bit where a character says that they fought against people with strange-looking blades, or something like that. They say strange-looking blade, or oddly mechanized, or something like that, right? And Yasuke has this look. He has this wait, what?
Yeah, I know, right?
He knows. I'm telling you, he knows.
Yeah,
something's happened.
It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere though. It's like you'd think there would be little builds.
I can see the googly eyes in the chat. People know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, but you're saying the story trailer. What was it in the story trailer?
Oh, I was just saying the fact that we were getting very much alluded to that there was going to be the Portuguese as these villains in the game alongside the samurai, and they're just obviously they're going to come in at the end. But what's the point of doing anything at the end if it's just at the end? It's like I still had to slog through 30 hours of just nothing happening. Just what's in the box? What's in the box? That's
She
all I'll
does
say.
say that way too much, and
Oh,
I'm barely
and no
in
one
it.
tells her anything. That's one thing I'll say without
Oh,
giving
we can
spoilers.
get into confessions. We can get into
Yes.
that,
Oh,
certainly.
let's just do it then.
Rip
Because
that off.
every time, again, I'll just won't say anything to do with story. I'll just allude to like the vibe of like what happens. You know, again, people are going to say you can't compare it. It's too old. It's too different of a game. But the narrative structure is very much trying to be like that, so you can use it as an example. In Assassin's Creed 1, when you kill a target,
Yes.
Altair will have the confession. Sorry, the villain or the target, whatever you want to call them, will confess to Altair,
Yeah.
if that's what you want to term it as. He'll ask questions like, "Why are you doing this?" Da 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 da, and they won't tell him outright. They'll give a little hint, a little bit of secrecy sort of information that Altair will then reflect upon and start to piece things together. In Shadows, when you kill a target, you can tell it's trying to do a similar thing. You know, now it will say, "What's in the box? I need to know this. Why have you done this?" Da 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 da. And they'll say nothing. They won't tell her anything to reflect upon. They'll just say, "Why should I tell you?" or "I don't know," and then they'll just die.
Yeah.
And it's like so. And then sometimes I'll give it its flowers. It's more like its petals because there isn't much. But there will be sometimes after those scenes where Naoe and Yasuke will then have a fairly decent like conversation that does reflect on the themes of Assassin's Creed. Like, should you have killed that man because he didn't seem as bad as what you thought? And then it's like, are we just the villains that we're going against? And it's you can see them like having conversations that reflect the themes of Assassin's Creed, which is what I love to see. But it just doesn't happen barely at all through the many hours you will play in the game, which makes it hurt for me even more when the bad stuff comes in. It's like,
I don't know. It's kind of sounds like the way Syndicate was written, though, where Syndicate just it brought up these ideas and then just yoinked them straight away. There was like maybe one cutscene where they'll bring up the idea that maybe Jacob is going a bit too. He likens the Templars. He actually likes some of their ideas. It's why he's working with them. And then the very next cutscene, we're never bringing that up again. That's it, done.
I know.
And I feel like that is unfortunately what happened, especially in like Valhalla as well. I feel like the arcs, because they were so separate, they couldn't carry across much to the next one. I mean, there were a few that connected. The one thing I will give Shadows so far is that I do feel like the targets are following on from each other. At least for those first 10 hours where you're sort of playing just as Naoe, I felt the build-up to Nobunaga. Because obviously she's trying to kill Nobunaga. So the build-up to that...
Without saying too much.
Yeah, the build-up to that felt like it... Okay, I understand how we've gone from one target to another. And I think that in regards to the confessions... There is only one target in this game that I think has been memorable so far, and it's the first one. The shooter. The shooter.
Oh, the lady. Yeah.
Well, without revealing who it was. Yeah. the lady. Well, it's a lady. Yeah, anyway. I just thought that whole sequence, the whole investigation leading up to it, like Naoe learns the customs and she's learning, we're sort of getting a bit of an education ourselves on Japanese tradition and like she's picking the right gift to give, and then it leads into like an infiltration where she has to go undercover, and then we get the confrontation with the target, and I'm sitting here thinking like, this is good, this is proper Assassin's Creed like mission structure, and I thought that was really good. The bad thing is I haven't really seen that replicated since.
Yes. What can I also add to that?
Yeah.
I don't naturally know if, like, off the top of my head, I'm not sure if the shooter woman and then the next target has to be done in that order, because I know some quests will not even be able to track until you build a certain target. But I feel like something that also made it feel like it's dropped off for me in quality is that I've got like, well, I've nearly killed them all now, but I've got like I'll have like 3 or 4 targets at a time, which I can tackle in any which order. And I wonder if then those targets get written in a way that you can approach it, a bit like Mirage. You can approach it at any time. So then
that was a bad thing for Mirage.
Continuation. Exactly. And that's something I've felt in
They're trying to
general.
replicate the first game. That's what I think it is. I think this is all just a callback to the
I-
structure of the first game.
I don't understand. That's the thing, though. But if you're gonna make like a 40 to 50+ hour game, I don't think you can replicate that because it works because it's so focused.
Yes.
If you're gonna try and replicate that, it's got to be a shorter game. Otherwise, it just feels so disjointed throughout because there's so much padding and filler and steps, extra steps
Yeah.
leading up to these pivotal moments that just feel out of place. And it's understandable if you want to make a longer game, but then don't try and recreate the story elements and structuring of those shorter games. Do something different, something new, and it can still be Assassin's Creed themed. Well, apparently not, because they don't seem to make it very Assassin's Creed. But, like, it could be, but it can just be in a different sort of structure. You know, it doesn't have to always be
Yeah.
the same story.
She's
structure
gonna
every
find out what that hidden blade is eventually, and I'm so curious how much
Is she
they
gonna
go into
is she
it.
gonna do a Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi and toss it behind her back?
No. They're the
You
league.
know
They're the
what?
League of the Hidden Blade. They're the League of the Hidden Blade.
Bro, did you laugh when they said that?
I did just sort of go.
I chuckled.
I couldn't believe
I
it.
was- I thought I guess I'll let them cook, but like it made me laugh. I was like, the League of the Hidden Blade. That is one way of not saying assassin.
That is the most like that. That's the warmth. Like
That's
the most
yeah,
this franchise has ever dodged saying the name.
bro. The League
But
of the
but what annoyed me was when she said it, I was like thinking, it doesn't make sense for her to know who the assassins are. Like there's no
Yeah.
logical way she can actually say in that moment we are like the Assassins Brotherhood or something. She doesn't know who the assassins are. She's still trying to figure out where that blade comes from. I think I'm not too sure if she is trying to work that out anymore.
Yeah. Do you want to know my theory? This isn't based on anything I've learned.
Yeah.
I know I told you somebody like gave me a low-key spoiler. That's not to do with this, so don't
Oh,
worry.
okay.
But my theory, I just the reason we've not seen an active brotherhood in Japan through this whole 26 hours so far, I think Naoe's family, the Shinobi, were the assassins, and they're all just dead.
Oh.
That would make sense.
Well,
Because where are they otherwise? But then she
Didn't-
does become an assassin. So does she read like letters from her father, and then she's like, oh, okay.
there has to
I
be
don't know.
something. That guy, you know, not her. I don't even know if that guy was her dad. The one who's like Chichui or something. She calls him.
Joey. Yeah, that's her
whatever.
dad.
Yeah, but
That's
you know
her
the
dad.
other guy, the guy who goes off in the horse, who fights Yasuke. He has that boss fight with
The
Yasuke.
old guy.
Yeah,
The old,
he has a
yeah.
hidden blade, so there must be more than one. So there has to be some sort of.
I think they're the assassins. I think they must have been the assassins. Because like
Ah.
I don't understand why they are the assassin. Because you would think if the samurai, which again I don't think it's been portrayed as well as it could have in the writing, but it's obvious that the assassins are reflecting Templar like merits, right? Like we have free will through control, domination. You would think if that was the case, the assassins would be very active in Japan fighting against these guys because they do go against everything they believe in, even if they're not Templars.
Yeah,
So
well, clearly the
think
assassins
how
were
I
there
would
at
bump
some
into
point,
these
and now they're
guys.
not. Yeah.
you'd think, yeah. It's weird. I don't know. And
It's
again,
like, you know,
they're-
when you unlock those points in the game, you know, those like fast travel points that aren't.
the
yeah.
dead where you can refill your supplies and stuff.
I as soon as I got into one, I ran outside because I was like, is it gonna have the roof? Is it gonna look like a bureau?
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't.
No,
It doesn't.
I didn't even think about that. to be
I
honest.
just had the feeling, are we like subliminally building up the Brotherhood without Naoya realizing she's doing it? And I think that
Like
is what's
rebuild it.
happening. I think by the end of the game,
Rebuild
she's
it,
gonna
right.
know who the assassins are, but say like, this is my creed or something, like we're gonna do this the Japanese way. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if she will say like, yeah, we're assassins. Like we'll call ourselves that. She probably will, I think, because she'll respect the lineage, right? And she'll
Yeah.
say, we are okay. Now I understand the purpose. We are assassins, but I was too young to know. When I was
Unless
growing up."
you know when people are saying the game doesn't like end. What if that's because at the end of the game she like figures out who the assassins are and she says, now I'm going to find out what it means to be an assassin. Like
Oh, and that's
the ending is
that-
just her figuring out where the blade's from.
what would be cool is like if like the fake ending is when you kill all 12 targets, and then
Yeah.
and then she becomes an assassin, and then the Portuguese are the true Templar targets. But then I think to myself, well, that would be a really cool build up, a really long build up to becoming an assassin.
Mm.
But then obviously that would be really drawn out, and I'm like, well, I played most of the game. I don't know. I just feel like pacing and structure is all off. And obviously it's hard to say
People are
without
putting the
finishing the
eyes in
game.
the chat, so we must be
I
on
know, right?
something here. We must be.
Everyone is saying just wait, just you wait. But it's
Wow.
like, why do I have to, like, you'd think there would be little hints through the story. It's okay for everything to have a big
Well, that's it. We
grand
need to see
ending.
the ending to know whether this has been built up beforehand,
Exactly. You
or if
need
it
to
is
have,
just out of nowhere.
at the end of the day, if I'm feeling like there's nothing going on and I'm getting really bored through like the main sort of meat and potatoes of the game, in my opinion, that doesn't warrant it a very good Assassin's
It
Creed
would
game.
be
And I
the same as Valhalla. I would give it the same criticism I gave Valhalla, was that it only becomes an Assassin's Creed game in the last hour. The
and that's
feel
not
of
good
it
storytelling.
comes back. No.
Yeah, it's like that's a really cool ending, a really cool start, a really cool end, which you can praise for the good things it does. In a vacuum of like, this is why I love the ending,
Yeah.
for example. Like, again, I love the ending of Valhalla. That big sort of sequence at the end. I think it's really good, and it's one of the best sort of like story things we've had in Assassin's Creed.
It's scarily good. It scared me
But
how good that was compared to the rest of it.
Exactly. But then I'm never gonna replay Valhalla because I don't think it's that
No.
good, because I know I'd have to slog through so much shit, crawling through the mud to get there, and that's kind of how I feel at the moment with Shadows in real time. Like, honestly, I just want to play Baldur's Gate 3, man. Like,
There we go! There we go! We did it!
no, I'm
We did
sorry,
it!
not to bring it up, but like
There
what I'm
it
saying
is.
is, I know obviously I'm a massive like Baldur's Gate 3 shill, and I understand that. But what I'm trying to get at is like, even let's not even use that example because maybe I'm biased, but like in just games in general, let's just say there'll be certain games you love, or you'll be playing for the first time and you're experiencing it and you can't wait to get back in. Where you're not playing, you're thinking about it, and you're like wondering where's it gonna go. This bit was great. It answered a lot of my questions, but it also gave me like 5 more questions, and it's like the carrot on the end of the nose of the donkey, but you're following it and you're compelled to keep going. What I feel with Shadows is that they've got a carrot, but it's miles away that I can't even see it, and I can't be bothered to go all that journey to get there. I'm like, you know what? I don't care about the carrot. I'll eat something else. That's kind of how it feels.
Yeah, maybe it is a bit too far away, a bit too distant.
Yeah, and I really hope I'm not putting you off the game because I know you're enjoying it. And I don't want to do that.
No,
like,
because
I don't want to...
I'm getting the feeling that I'm still in the good part.
Yeah, but I'm scared that, like, the last thing I want to do is, if I'd never said anything, you'd have enjoyed your whole time
No,
playing the game.
I'm
But
just tunnel
taken
vision.
away
Tunnel
from
vision.
it.
No,
I don't want
this is the first time I've ever. Oh, my camera's gone out of focus. Am I back? Am I back? No, yeah.
Look
Anyway, it's
to me.
fine. This is the first time I've actually thought about the game like critically. To be honest, I have just been sort of tunnel vision, just playing the game and seeing how I feel, because I don't want to like watch a cutscene and then go, what did I think of that? I'm just gonna naturally, I don't want to sit and go, right, I'm gonna write about that scene because it was that good. Don't get me wrong, there are multiple scenes I've come across where I'm like, oh, I'm doing a video on that, I'm doing a video on that one, but I'm not stopping to make those videos. I'm just carrying on, just gonna go all the way through and try not to think about it, I guess. I have a question though. What's in the box?
Yes. Oh god. Nobody say in the chat because I want to
Yeah,
find
nobody
out.
say. Somebody said earlier that there's a Red Bull in the box
Oh,
for the collaboration.
yeah.
There's the giant Red Bull for your hideout.
I actually got emailed from the people, PR people doing the Red Bull collab.
No way.
They're like, can we send you some Assassin's Creed Red Bull cans? But they're only trying to send me 2. I don't want just 2. So I actually said, hi, thanks for reaching out.
Themed, like a Naue and Yasuke one, or just
you know,
just one?
It's just the Red Bull cans, I believe, with Assassin's Creed branding. I think, didn't it get leaked a while back?
Oh, I've seen it on the stands. Yeah, I featured it in my video on the weird.
I got emailed saying, "Can we send you some to show your community?" And I was like, I want to, but I'm not doing it for just 2 cans. So I actually said, thanks for reaching out. I would be happy to do this for a few packs.
Oh, nice, nice. Oh, like 2 is
I
in
mean,
2 packs. Yeah, yeah.
They literally said, "Can we send you a 2 pack? You know, like a 4 pack. You got 4. This is
Oh.
just 2 cans." So I'm not doing it for that. Like I'm thinking I could probably get some funny content out of it. So I'm like, I'm gonna give them my details and all this if they agree that I can get like 5 packs of 2 or something.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
actually worth it. It's a bit stingy, isn't it? 2. I know it's
2.
free. Still. I could just buy them in the shop.
Yeah,
in the
like
store.
paying for delivery to get that sent out to you. It's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
cost
not.
more than the cans.
They're not gonna pay me delivery though. I don't think.
No, no, but
Like,
like
they're not. They're,
the cost for them to send it to you is going to be like
yeah.
the cost of 2 cans plus like what, £6 delivery from Royal Mail or something.
It's worth the marketing if I ended up. But what would I even do with it? Like,
This is
hey,
Red Bull. It still tastes like Red Bull.
I was thinking I could just like sip it on a live stream and just like look at it.
Oh,
and make
just
some
leave
funny
it there
jokes.
on the side. Yeah.
Like just make something funny out of it. But
do you get
I'm,
anything for it? Any XP?
What, in the game?
Yeah, for the Red Bull
Oh,
can.
he said, the guy in the email said if I do something, I can get certain like clothing drops for the game. I don't know. I wasn't gonna bother.
What?
That's the thing. I wasn't gonna bother. Shall I read? I'm not gonna read the comment out because obviously the email out because obviously it's personal. But I can say what it, like what
Wow.
I can get if I do it. He said.
In the box, there's an Intel graphics card.
It says Red Bull has launched a quiz to test your knowledge of the franchise.
Oh, I've
and
seen
unlock
that. Everybody can
brand
access that.
Yeah, it says in the UK though, for anyone in the UK. So it must be a
Oh.
UK only thing.
I've seen it like publicly. I just didn't do it because I didn't want the Red Bull trinket or something. I don't know. I just thought it was...
How does it look? Like,
It's like a
how
wooden.
does-
It's like a wooden
Is it-
circle with the Red Bull logo on it, but it's done
Is
like
it actually-
Japanese theme. Yeah, no, it is the actual Red Bull logo on a bit of wood.
it's not like an outfit or anything.
No, and it's not a giant Red Bull can for the hideout. Unfortunately, I was
Oh,
begging for that.
the content would have been hilarious for that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the hideout in general, I think's been a bit. It's all right. It's all right.
Bro, I have barely touched the hideout. I
built
don't
the
care.
forge. I finally got the forge built,
The
but
forge,
it's
yeah.
there's no purpose to it. It's used for upgrading your gear, but I'm still collecting
Yeah.
gear like every 5 minutes.
That's the thing. You get new gear that outweighs that stuff so quick. So it's
Yeah.
like.
What
it
do you
doesn't
think
really-
of the gear? What do you think of the outfits and the gear and the weapons and stuff? What weapon are you using the most?
So I use as Naoyal. I don't really play as Yasuke, I won't lie. Like for the story parts it's good, but like I feel like he's too sluggish. It doesn't feel as good for me, so I'd be playing as Naoe. I use a Tanto with the hidden blade, the Tanto. I like that. It feels a bit more. I like that. That's mainly it for her because I try to just stealthily assassinate otherwise because I put on guaranteed assassination.
Me
'cause I can't
too. You
stand-
know, I said to myself, I'm going to play the game the way it was intended. I'm going to, just go through.
That'll be guaranteed.
But yeah, but the problem was, I was doing everything stealthily, and then all I had left was like one guy, like the Daisho at one of the castles, and I know for a fact that if I try and assassinate him, I'm not gonna kill him, and I'm gonna have to fight him. So I don't
That's the thing.
see where is the alternative where you can just kill everyone stealthily, because in some cases it's just not possible, and I feel like the game's cheating me on. Like, if I've got to kill these Daisho to get the chest, I'm expecting to be able to do it with stealth, and that's just not an option if you're at, like, too low level. So I put on guaranteed assassination because I felt like this way I'm actually feeling like I'm achieving, like...
Yeah.
I just felt like I was doing it for, like, every encounter. Every single encounter, I would assassinate as many people as possible and then have to fight. And I was just getting sick of that. Like, I don't want to have to fight every time.
That's the thing, and I think that shows a big difference in, like, if you turn guaranteed assassination on or leave it off, that shows to me a big difference in like the type of Assassin's Creed these days gamer that you are, I think if you have it off, obviously it's very generalized. I might be wrong, but I feel like for a lot of people, if they have it off, it's probably because they prefer like to get into more fights, and it's more like I'm this warrior character. I'm that type of like newer Assassin's Creed gamer. I feel like if you turn guaranteed on, it's more like I'm running across rooftops, I'm assassinating enemies, I'm hidden in plain sight, I'm getting out of there, I'm not fighting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like the whole, don't get us wrong, the animations look cool where they like stop you from assassinating them and you know, throw you to the ground. Like that looks really cool, and I wish I didn't have to turn it off to lose that. But I don't know.
It makes the game way better.
It does. It just feels like they want you to get like in Odyssey, they want you to get stealth damage, assassination damage before you get started in the fight, as opposed to completely doing it stealth, which is weird because I think the stealth in Shadows is great. Really,
I agree
really
with that.
good.
Yeah. I tell you what, I do enjoy the stealth. Just purely as a mechanic, whether I'm feeling bored and feeling not like I enjoy it. Where as a mechanic though, yeah, it's pretty sound. I think just the sneaking, like the detection system's better. I think, you know, the creaking floorboards with the Nightingale floors
that's pretty cool.
Obviously, I don't tend to go prone too much, to be honest, but
Really?
it's yeah, I've not really.
Well, you know what I've found? If you go prone on a roof, you can escape any combat scenario.
I know,
Because they can't climb up. They can't climb up, and if you go prone, you can't be seen.
That does seem weird though. That enemies just for some reason can't climb in this game. It makes it does make it too easy because, like, I tell you what, if you turn on guaranteed assassination, I said this on the stream the other day. If you turn on guaranteed assassination, you get smoke bombs. You go prone on a roof when you have a big boss you're meant to fight. Throw the smoke bomb down. They start coughing, and then you go to sneak and you just air assassinate them, and you one hit the boss.
Oh, without having to do the fight.
That being said, though, I tried to do that yesterday when I was fighting one of the next targets, and it wouldn't let me air assassinate, and he keeps one hitting me because I'm doing like a level 32 quest as a level 25, so he keeps one hitting me. But now I'm pissed off because it's like I'm so close to what I think is the end. I just want to keep going, and it's like now I've got to go and do all these side quests to not be level gated because he keeps one hitting me, and I just can't do it. And I can't assassinate him because it's the story like boxes you in.
Just play as Yasuke. Just swap to Yasuke.
No, I've tried. Oh no, it's like you can. That part of the character, it has to be Naue. You'll know it makes sense.
Like, well, I must say I thought that was a pleasant surprise. That I don't know if it continues throughout the whole game, but like for some of the missions, you have to start as Yasuke and do his bit of the mission, and then you do Naue's bit of the mission. And then you get to choose to finish off. And I thought that was nice, because I remember they were having a conversation where they were saying, oh, Yasuke is going to do this and Naue is going to do that. And I was like, oh, do I have to choose? Because it kind of sounds like fun to do both of these things. And thankfully the game said, yeah, no, we're going to let you do both. It makes them feel like they're both there. They're both actually present in the game.
Yes, I think it's balanced well when it comes to actually, if you don't want to play as one character, you don't have to too much, but at least you're going to see them. They're going to still have an impact, and they're going to be present, which is good. But yeah, I mean, what were we saying? I mean, I don't know. What have we got to cover? I mean, there is a lot more that I want to get to personally, but obviously I don't know if this is the right time. You know, if there's anything else we should cover. Like one thing I will say, because we did mention open world earlier, but I didn't really go into detail on it. Yeah. When it comes to mission structure and open worlds, one thing that really annoys me is it will say, speak to this person to initiate the next quest line of targets, right? So I'll go across the world and I'll meet this character. I'll have one conversation that they don't really say much. It just sort of triggers that little storyline. And then it will say quest complete, and then I'll go to see, all right, where's the next one? And it's like 5,000 meters away. And I'm like, what? So what was the point of that? Why did I have to go all the way over there, do all that, when I literally could have gone to this new place, it could have had a proper cutscene, it could have transitioned into the next bit, and then we're in the gameplay. Why does it feels very drawn out and long-winded? It is nothing new, because they did the same thing on Odyssey and Valhalla. They just haven't learned, I think they have learned. I just don't think. I think that's the gameplay format that they will continue doing, because the longer the game, the better for them. And I don't think they're going to change that. And some people, it won't bother, because once they've done that conversation, they'll say, "Oh, there's a template there. I'm going to do that now." But for the type of player I am, it doesn't work for me, and it just pisses me off. And that's what makes things feel like a drag as well, because then I've just got, the next quest then, which I thought is meant to be the quest I'm doing now. It will be halfway up the map, and it won't be anywhere I've been before, so I can't fast travel, and I have to gallop all the way there. And I will literally, my eyes will be glazing over. Like I'll be on the horse sprinting, and I will literally just be looking at my phone. I'll be watching I literally watched a YouTube video the other day when I was galloping across the map for 5 minutes. And I've been playing this game on my phone called Bitcoin Billionaire, where you tap the screen.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Those. And I've been playing so much of that while playing Shadows, because I just feel like I don't have to focus. And that's really what sort of.
That does remind me though. I am glad that the auto follow has been turned off on the horse.
See, I wish that was on. I wouldn't have to I wouldn't even need to play then.
It's mindless. It's mindless. I'd rather you have to.
That's the thing. Like, I'd rather, if it's gonna be mindless one way or the other from getting to one quest from the next, I'd rather not have to actually do this for ages while not actually. I'd rather let it do its thing, watch my YouTube video.
But the game just
obviously I'd prefer to just play a meaningful game, obviously, but it's like that's how it feels to me, and it's just there's potential that, like, in the game there is potential, and again there are things I love in the game. Someone in the chat just said, Dinny just said, for 5 minutes? ? Oh
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be running for longer than 5 minutes on a horse. I remember when I first went to Kyoto for part of the main quest, it took about, I would say, maybe nearly 10 minutes of just running down the streets, like pathways on my horse.
To get to Kyoto?
Yeah. I mean, I was because I hadn't really. It was near the beginning of the game. I hadn't done many viewpoints. I've done them I do them as I go to places, because I know I'm probably gonna have to go back there.
Yeah.
But it was so far away from anywhere I had synchronized. I had to just go, and I put the Pathfinder on so I could follow the path. I went down the road, and I've got it all screen recorded from my gameplay. And I mean, I can actually have a look if that, so people know I'm not. Maybe if I'm exaggerating or not, we'll know.
Yeah, I mean, I must say it did surprise me. What was I gonna say there? Just the distance or the time it takes. Like that Thrown to the Dogs video that I just put out. Like I had to speed up me just getting from one hill over to that little village where the woman was. I had to speed that up 2,700%.
Yeah.
It was 27 times faster just to get from one side to the other. And I think like that the raw footage from that live stream was about 19 minutes. And
was it about 19?
And like I think there's only about 6 minutes of me actually playing the mission. Yeah. The rest of it is like traveling or going to the hideout, and it's a lot of padding for what's actually there.
A lot of padding is a good word for it. I'm just looking at my gameplay now to see when I start running on the horse, and then I'm gonna look at the time from when I start running to when I get to Kyoto.
Oh man, you should do a compilation where it's just every time you ride on the horse throughout the entire game. Like
Assassin's Creed Shadows, but it's but and then it's like when
it's
have
just
to,
the good parts, and then it's just you on the horse for the whole thing. Don't speed
Shadows,
it
up. I cut out all of the substance, I guess. I'm just watching footage of me doing a leap of faith. I think yes, I remember this. So I fast traveled to the closest spot I had to Kyoto, which wasn't very close. I get on my horse. All right, I'm on the horse now and I'm running. Okay, I'm galloping.
Do you have the deluxe pack, by the way? Did you get the Sekiro pack?
So with the pre-order copy, I got the pre-order bonus, but I did not. They didn't give me the deluxe pack.
Oh, so you don't have the dragon mount thing?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh man, I think that's what's carrying me halfway through the game. Is just that it's a nice looking mount.
Oh yeah, it'd be cool if you could get faster mounts, but I don't think it's just skins.
Don't say that, because then they'll do it, and then it'll be pay to win.
Oh no, but in the games.
Yeah, in the actual game.
Games.
Well, in Valhalla, you could upgrade your horse, but I don't think that's an option in this game. I think they've took that out.
I don't think it is. So I start galloping in my captured footage at 31 minutes 26.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna skip to when I finally arrived to Kyoto. It might not be as long as I think, but I tell you, it felt long. Is that Kyoto, or is that? Yes. Okay. So, I'm going back so that I finally arrived to the city. I'm gonna go to when I get to my objective because I was going to a specific thing,
Yeah,
and
just
then that
from
can
one
show how
objective to
long
the other.
it took me. What did I say? It was 31:26.
Yeah.
Right. So we're not there yet. We're not there yet. I'm running now to get there. Now we're at 39:55.
Oh my god.
So it's not okay. Maybe it wasn't 10 minutes, but it's still about what 7 minutes something.
Yeah.
And that was me just thinking about what's going on in my day, just galloping. And yeah, like, I'll be honest, like the world, you look around and you think this looks really nice, and you get a vibe of how the world feels. But it's like there was nothing there to get me off my horse and distract me, you know. And sometimes you'll see little like characters like that will say something and it will say talk, and I've tried to talking to these characters, but like it doesn't really, nothing really happens, and then I'm thinking I
got
could
an
just kept
example
running.
of that. There was one guy outside the hideout who,
He kill himself.
yes,
Or your stream when you
Yes.
saw that, yeah.
and I told him, yeah, you probably should, and
Yeah.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
No repercussion. He just sat back down. Didn't get any XP, didn't get a location on the map or anything unlocked, nothing. It was a totally pointless conversation. And, like, what was the point of that?
I know, right? And it's like, if there was something interesting there, it didn't even have to be a quest, but if there was some cool dialogue, something memorable,
Yeah.
then you would look at stuff because you'd be like, oh, I wonder who I'm gonna meet next, what quirky character, or like what's gonna happen, and then that could be a part of the sort of like activities in the world, you know?
Yeah.
Were you reacting to chat then? You were like looking at the screen like that.
No, I can see people are talking about, like, leveling up, like, the whole concept of the grind, I guess. I mean, I've not really found myself at any barriers so far. Because I'm sort of like, I looked at the circle of targets and I was like, oh, I want to do that one. Because I saw all these exclamation marks and I thought, oh, I can choose which ones to do them in. And then I saw their levels and I was like, oh, no, I actually can't. So I just had to go for the one next to me. But so far, I think they're all relatively leveled similarly.
Yeah.
Because I'm like
One
level
thing I will
20
say-
now and I feel like I'm in the, anyway, the range.
You're 20. Yeah. One thing I will say is, with most of the main, like any quest that's like, say, like level, like is way over leveled for the level you are. Like, let's say it's a level 32 quest, and you're 20, and it's got like red because it's, you're not high enough level. Excuse me, I got indigestion from the coke. But like what I found is if you have guaranteed assassination on and you play as Naue and you stealth it, you can do those easy.
Oh,
I've done so many level like 30 quests at like level 19 and stuff.
wow.
I mean, I'm level 6 now, I think, because I had to go out and do some stuff because I did get boxed into one fight where I have to fight.
I see.
Now I'm...
See, that's the
And
thing. I feel like you're only 6 levels ahead of me, but I feel like you're much further in the game. Because you've only
Because
got like 2 targets left, haven't you? You're nearly...
I think I've got about...
There was a bit during your stream where you showed your map, and I was like, oh, he's like really nearly done.
Yeah, I think I've got maybe... I think it's 4 targets left, I believe.
Right, okay.
I was right at the end of one, which obviously I couldn't carry on with, and now I'm having to go grind to get to the level, which I don't want to do, but I have to, if I want to keep playing.
Yeah.
And then the other, I've got 2 which are not playable yet because I'm guessing they're going to be the next big part of the story. It won't let me start those. I'm hoping they're going to be focused, and that's going to lead into the end, which will be this big thing. I don't know. But yeah, I've got 2 left that I could do at any time. But I had to reload my save because I got to this big fight that I couldn't assassinate. I had to just fight. But Animus Wall blocked me off from leaving, so I had to save. I couldn't escape. Because what I would have done is I would have escaped. What I've done before is if I get in a boss fight as Naue where it triggers a fight through the cutscene, I'll like throw a smoke bomb, I'll run away, I'll like sneak off, and then they'll get it takes ages, but eventually they'll get to a state. And if you run far enough away where they are just a character waiting for you to come back,
Right.
and then you sneak up on them
And you can assassinate them.
but like with this character I can't, like they haven't done the levels in that way. So I had to reload to an earlier save before it got to that part, which is really annoying. But it is what it is, you know. I guess I am trying to like almost like play it not as intended, but I just feel like it's so much.
Well, you're
like,
trying to get through it, aren't you?
I'm trying to play it in a
Yeah.
way that's bearable for me, and it's forcing me to play it in a much more long-winded way, which I don't really like. Again, if the content outside of these main targets or whatever was more engaging to me, then I would be happy to do that. But I don't want to do that. But I actually have to. I think I'm just gonna play the rest of the game on stream now, because if I'm talking to
nice.
chat, it's more fun and I can do these side things. But if I'm just doing these side missions by myself, like if I'm doing all these side missions to try and level up to carry on by myself, I'm gonna get so bored and so pissed off with it. If I'm talking to chat, I'm having a good time there. It's gonna be.
That's
more
not a
fun.
good sign, though. It's not a good
I
sign
know.
if the game's like doing that.
I know exactly, but I'm sorry, guys. I know
Oh,
a lot of you
man.
love the game. Can we get general consensus? What's the chat thinking? Like,
Well,
are you
did you
playing
see
the
the
game?
poll?
I did.
So
I did.
I
But
put out a poll
you
an
know,
hour ago, and it's still getting a couple of votes in. So we've got 46% are saying they love it,
there we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
31% say they like it, and
Oh, yeah.
23% saying dislike, and nobody's
Yeah.
hating it.
Well, that's good.
That's a
good.
good sign.
I actually voted, and I didn't vote hate it. I vote dislike it.
Ah,
Because hate. I don't know. I don't. Hate is a very strong word, and I don't like to
Yeah.
really use hate because it's like, it can mean a lot of different things.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
be playing it if it was a hate, I think.
What I think I'm gonna do is once I finish the game, I think I'm gonna wait like 6 months or something so everyone's played it, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna make big. I mean, obviously things can change, and I might change my opinion of what I'd want to make content on for the game. But I don't know. Like I feel like I want to make a sort of a big video on the game, but it's like I don't want to do that if nobody wants it. Like maybe everybody just wants a good positive video on it if they're an Assassin's Creed fan, and I don't really want to draw in viewers that are just there to hate and don't actually play the game. I don't know, but then again, you've just got to do what's real for you.
I would just
haven't
be
you?
honest about it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't actually know what my plan is at the minute. I'm just like, well, I don't know. I'm like, everybody's already put out their hour-long reviews going in depth on every single mechanic that I'm sitting here like, okay, well, let's just play the game. Let's get that out the way. Then we'll think about what I can sort of bring to the table, I guess.
Yeah, I do think it will get to a point where almost spoiler content will be preferred because all of the spoiler-free stuff's come out and people are like, well, I've heard everyone's spoiler-free things, but now I've finished the game. I want to know what people think about the ending. I
Yeah,
wanna
yeah.
know-
We've had the general stuff. It's ready for the little details, I think, later down the line.
Yeah. That stuff will come. But I think obviously it's still too soon because we're not even a week. The game's not even been out a week, is it? No, it hasn't.
No, I don't think so.
By Thursday it'll be a week, won't it?
Yeah,
But yeah.
God, I don't know. Yeah, I just want to get through the story. I think that's the main priority. But I'm not like rushing through it. I'm happy to go off, and if something catches my attention, I want the game to do that and go and take me
It's a
there.
sign of a good game if it does that, isn't it? Because with the way the world is designed, the vibe I've always got from these new Assassin's Creed games is it wants you to be distracted and go off and do these things. So if it can do that, you gotta let it do it because that means you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, just because I'm struggling with this game doesn't mean I want anyone else to struggle. I want everyone to love it. The more positivity we've got in life, the better. So if you love it, that's great, and I want you guys to love it. I want to love it, of course I do. But what's nice is I was very worried I was going to get loads of people in the chat telling me to stop being a hater. And I haven't.
No, I can't see
I don't
anything.
want to get that vibe off, but I want it to be a positive conversation. But obviously I can't just say, oh yeah, I love it and lie.
Yeah.
You know, can't lie.
Have you it's totally separate note. Have you had any bugs or glitches so far?
Recently I have. So ages I got nothing, but most recently I've had sound issues.
Sound issues.
So yeah. So like I've had like the music has just gone off, and I've checked settings. Music is not off. but
Oh.
I get no music. Sound effects. Certain sound effects are not triggering. So if I fight, they'll be hitting with no sound. And then I'm not sure whether it was just a bit of a shitty cutscene, but I had a cutscene with really long pauses in between responses.
Oh.
I don't know if something's getting fucked up.
That
I've
could be the
reset.
canon mode. The canon mode, like that's where they're meant to be speaking.
Maybe, yeah,
Maybe.
but I've reset the game a few times and it still had the same issue. But then the last time I played, it was okay. So I'm not sure. But other than that, I haven't had any glitches or bugs or anything. What about you?
I've had one that was funny. I
Yeah.
think for the most part, like this was outside of the whole first day where that was a complete disaster. But no, I had one the other day where I was climbing up a castle, and you know how those rooftops are they're very close together and they're very far out. You know what I mean? So it's a bit difficult to climb up them.
Do you mean the ones
Like the big
temple
ones.
where they go like that up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Viewpoints, sort of.
Just
You know,
like
you
the
have
top
to
of any
build it.
castle, yeah. Sorry, they
Yeah.
are like square roofs, aren't they? And then there's just like loads of layers of them. And I was just
Yeah.
like in between, like ducking and weaving up one of them. And I think I was doing the animation too quickly. And now it went flying.
Really?
She was doing the animation of like climbing up like the perch, and she just went bump backwards, and I went flying all the way out the castle, and I just
No.
happened to land in the water.
Oh my god! Did you get that on?
I didn't.
On capture.
No,
Oh man, that would have been a good clip.
I
That
didn't
would have been a
record
good
it,
clip.
but she just like went like ragdoll backwards, and I can't believe she fell in the water or she would have died. But yeah, I was like, I was right at the top of the thing. I wanted to get the chest, and then it just flung us all the way back. But apart from that, the game has been pretty polished, I would say. Apart from certain voice actors.
Yeah. Did she have a ragdoll like animation, or was it more just like flying back like that? Like
She
in the
was
position?
perched, but then when she got to the water, it kind of like ragdolled, and it took her a minute to like get back.
Yeah.
It's like when a big enemy kicks you. It was that sort of thing. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it like triggered that animation accidentally or something.
Maybe.
But it was
The only thing similar to that I've had is it was actually in my parkour video. It shows
Oh.
I went to climb up one of those. They're like little wells with like a little roof.
Yes.
You know those? I went to climb up one, but instead she just jumps through it, and then it glitched her quite far away.
Oh.
It glitched her like a good few meters away from it. Like it goes like jumps in back, and I'm like whoa. And I show that in the parkour video just for like it's just example.
The
So I've had-
animations are still a little bit wonky on the parkour. Like I thought Mirage looked really weird with its like the speed in which things were happening. Bazin would slow down, speed up a lot. Like just during he would like hop really quickly and then stop very. I don't know. It looked weird. I feel like now we've still got a little bit of that, which is so clear because I think the flips look good. They're animated well. They always end up in the right... Well, they don't end up in the right place, but she lands correctly. It doesn't look like she's jumping or magnetizing to the place she needs to be. Whereas the old parkour mechanics that have carried across to this game still look a bit dated and a bit weird, and they still have that Mirage problem. But the new stuff they've implemented, like, I actually do really enjoy the flips. I think the flips are a cool addition.
You know what? As much as I criticize the parkour in the video on it, I like the flips feel satisfying. Like if you run down, you do a cool flip, they're like, oh yeah, that felt good.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. Yeah.
But that is pretty much it regarding the parkour. Unfortunately, if you try and do any kind of parkour run or anything that resembles the old games, it's gonna look and feel terrible.
Yeah, and I noticed a lot of on my parkour video. I got a lot. It was very balanced comments in people agreeing with it and disagreeing. But I got a lot of comments of people saying like, "What do you expect? Why would you try and do parkour like the old games in this game that isn't built for that?" And I'm like, "But that was literally my point. Like, the reason it's not good is because the world is built like that, and you can very much feel that. And I think if parkour is in the game, and I think if it's Ubisoft said, look, we've got a new updated parkour in this game. If they're marketing it to be in the game,
And they did,
then, you can critique it on what they've done with it. Before we move on, I need to go to the toilet again. I do apologize.
Oh, that's
What
fine.
what it is for the viewers at home, I had this big pint of Coke Zero and I've been drinking it, and it's triggered the bladder. So I gotta go.
Launch.
Yeah. But when we come back, I would actually be quite curious to hear your thoughts on the voice acting, because you have hints.
We need to get into that, don't we?
I don't know if you saw my stream, but I actually have a theory which we could get into.
No,
but I want to hear your
don't.
thoughts.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, I'll see you guys in a minute.
This is your chance, everyone. Get your questions in. How long have we been going for? 1 hour 45. I reckon we'll probably go for 2 hours, and then after that, we will do a sort of Q&A section. That's what I'm going to propose to them. So I'm going to say, when I get back in focus... God, my camera, it's a webcam I've got. It's like a £40 webcam. And it's very good for convenience, recording very quickly. But it isn't half terrible at keeping me in focus. There we go. So I'm thinking we'll probably go for another 15 minutes. We'll probably get a couple more general thoughts out, and then I will propose a Q&A segment where you can just send in whatever comments or questions you have for us, and we'll respond to them live on the Podyssey. We'll probably do that in about 15 minutes. And if you haven't already, please like the live stream if you've been enjoying and you think we should do more of these. I'm sure that could be a possibility. And subscribe to the Podyssey as well if you're new, if you're just passing by. We upload weekly podcasts. We are the Assassin's Creed podcast that you should be watching. I got a Kinder bar as well. It's not one of those with a plastic over the top. It's just pure chocolate. Did you get the armor pieces for the Black Hood? I don't think so. No, I didn't, sorry. I've got the hood, but I didn't get the outfit. It looks like Mr. Exile is doing something back there.
Good day.
Hello.
Right.
I've just explained to everyone. I said maybe we could talk for because we've been going for 1 hour 47.
Yeah.
We could go for another 15 minutes or something, take it to a straight 2 hours, and then we could open it up to a Q&A for the last 20 minutes or something. We could do open Q&A.
Yeah. Sounds good.
People are already sending their questions. You can't forget to upload this to Spotify. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I suppose let's get the last few points out the way then. So we're talking about the voice acting.
What do you think about it?
I think Yasuke is a really good performance. I think Nobunaga was really good. Some of the side characters are very, well acted, and unfortunately, then there's Naoya. I don't hate her voice. There are some parts of the game where I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. Mainly in the mocap stuff. Because to me it seems like the mocap stuff was done when everybody was really engaged. And then all of the side content, or the stuff that was done with just the animation, the basic animation, that all seems to have been done after I don't know, a heavy night of drinking or no sleep or something. They're just...
Oh, man.
I have to presume it's something she's doing intentionally. She's just reading every word. If I said a sentence right now, but I said every single word separately, and then you edited it all together, that's how she sounds.
So you're in agreement that the mocap scenes are a level above every other scene in acting? Yeah. So do you want to know my theory?
What's your theory?
And I do apologize to the viewers on my last stream that heard me say this, but My theory is that we know, or we were, I think we know, there was two different writers for Shadows, right? That was working together.
Oh god.
So what I think, and again, I have no proof of this, it's just speculation, I guess, but I think there was one writer for like all the mocaps, like proper story-centric scenes. Maybe not all the mocap ones, but you know, all the parts of the story that are very important and what feel focused and part of the grander characters and story. I think there was one writer for that, and I think all the other, you know, that sort of filler content, you know, the padding, everything leading up to those moments, I think there was a different writer for that. And I think one of the writers is clearly a level above the other writer. And then you've got this feeling of disconnect. You've got this feeling of, oh, you know, there's really good acting here, terrible acting here. And again, to lead into to now his voice and stuff, I think she's not necessarily a bad voice actor. I think she's just got less to work with, you know? Like, and it's definitely, you know, again, I use this example in the stream. It's like the Star Wars prequels. Like, whether you think the acting in that is good or bad, it was a big talking point for many years was, oh, it's really stiff dialogue and it makes the actors come across really bad. But then you'll see those same actors in other films, like Ewan McGregor. You know he's a great actor.
Yeah.
So you'll see them in other films and you'll think, oh, well, clearly he's not a bad actor, but he just has stiff dialogue in this, which comes down to the writing. So I do wonder if it's something to do with that. Because, you know, you'll see, again, these big moments that have emotion in them, and the way they're written, it feels like it's coming from that character and the way they would, like, articulate their words and stuff like that. And then you'll get the padding, the rest of the game, and it will be very clear-cut writing. Like, you will do this, you will do that.
A lot of the dialogue is that, yeah.
It's not like how that character I would have thought would speak, you know? It's not the sort of the way they'd say things. It's just very generic, and every single character, there's no writing to reflect their personality. The dialogue is all the same, and every voice actor will read it the same. So I just think it's a dip in quality of whether it's a different writer who didn't do the mocap, they did the rest, or it's just, I don't know, or it got outsourced.
She has to have been given some sort of direction that's told her to, like, make every word very clear. Maybe for the side content, they presume that people aren't paying as much attention, so they're like, make sure every word just sounds really clear, slow, straightforward, just make sure people can hear what is being said. Whereas in the mocap cutscenes, you've got the actors actually on a stage in the dots talking, and it's going to feel more dynamic.
They can add their own flair to it. They get, because as the actor, when they're on that mocap stage, they're gonna feel the moment. They're gonna bounce off each other. So I understand, of course, it's naturally gonna feel more realistic that way. But yeah, I just think they're in the booth. They're saying, read this verbatim, like word for word, and it will be written like very. I don't know the right word, like jargony. Do you know what I mean? Like very like clear cut, no personality. It's like instructions. They're reading instructions rather than they're reading a ballad. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I think, and it just feels so disjointed. Like you go from one amazing moment to one like, I can't believe this is the same game. This is the same actor. It's or character, sorry. And yeah, that's how I feel about that. And I get it with I get it with Yasuke as well, personally. Not as much.
It's not as bad, but yes, I agree. You can also hear the difference between his mocapped scenes and his animated ones. And what's weird is as well, I was going to come back to, there's one particular scene I wanted to bring up, but before that, there's so many cuts in the game between non-skippable, like the cutscenes that say skip and the ones where you press B to flash forward between them, and like in-game and cinematic. There's so many cuts in between them that are really jarring, where like you'll be watching it and it's a cinematic, then it cuts to a gameplay, then it goes back to a cinematic, and it just seems very like they were trying to pick up the pieces, like patch together bits. But anyway, there was this one scene. Do you remember the bit where the two sumo wrestlers are fighting and they're watching?
Yeah, and there's the old guy next to them.
Yeah. But it's a fun scene. And there's a bit where, you know, the guy's like, oh, which one of you would win in a fight or something? And now he goes, oh, it would absolutely be me. And
Yeah.
then, and then Yasuke goes like, it would, yes. And it's fantastic delivery. But there's a little bit afterwards where they watch the game, and then the fighter that they thought was going to win does win. And there's just a little moment where Yasuke like looks at Naoya and does like a little laugh, and you can tell that's the voice actor in the booth, like actually with her. Because
you think they were together?
Because he looks at her and gives her like a little chuckle, and I've seen how the voice actors like talk to each other. They did like a discussion on that launch live stream, and I could just tell like that might not have even been scripted. That might have just been like a fun little moment between them. And that was a more capped scene, even though it wasn't like a big cinematic. Well, the bit where they're like leaning against the wall has to be, sure.
Mo-capped? Are you sure? I didn't think it was mo-capped. Maybe it was. Maybe I'm remembering.
I don't think Yasuke's face could have done that. That's the thing. Maybe it was just the face or something, but his face with that static, dead in the eyes animation could not have done the little look and laugh that he did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, agreeing with you.
I've got a comparison though, because that scene came very soon after the two of them first met. And so when I was watching that scene, I was like, this is great, but it's happened way too quickly.
Like their buddies.
Yeah.
They are locked in, And it's like they just had this, without spoilers, emotional moment, back and forth.
Well, we know that Yasuke is there when the village burns down. We saw that in the cinematic trailer. Yeah. So we know that they are on opposite sides to begin with. And I do think the way they resolve that is just so quick. We needed like hours of recovery, you know?
Yeah, I think there needed to be and again, I know we're gonna keep this for the main one though, aren't we?
Yeah, we do have to, yeah.
Shouldn't really say too much, but
there are moments like that in the story where I'm sort of wincing a little. I'm like, I'm loving it. Yeah. And it's slowly, I don't know, it's up and down.
I'll tell you what, it's playing an Assassin's Creed game these days is like, it's a roller coaster of emotions. It really is. It really is. Like, you just don't know how you're gonna feel. It's like a toxic relationship.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe go in and have like a really good few hours, and then you just don't know. You just don't know if the next few hours are going to be good.
Hit or miss. It's hit or miss. At least for the type of angle I'm coming at these games from, for sure. It's hit or miss. I've got to keep playing on stream because. Sorry, I know I'm just repeating myself, but like...
you just don't want to play it outside of it.
I know, I just don't, and it's sad, because I want to get to the good ending, and I'm going to... When that stuff starts happening, I'm going to be back in, I'm going to be like, let's go again.
Yeah, but you won't forget.
I can't be asked to get there. Like, I really can't be bothered. I'm just going to have to do it live. I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow or something. I don't want to play it tonight, I really don't.
No.
But, yeah.
I played a little bit before we came on stream, and to put into context, like what I mean, like about, like all I did was I had to get to, I think her name was Lady Oshi or something. You may remember her.
Yeah.
One of Yasuke's mates. Yeah.
Yeah. The character because it's the same delivery.
But what I did. I played the game for like 20 minutes, let's say. That 20 minutes was me getting on a boat, going all the way across the lake to meet her, and then the quest is to get on the boat and escort her all the way back.
And she talks about the dragon and all that, right?
I closed the game as we pulled back up. I saved as we pulled back up to the dock. I was fuming. That was my entire game time tonight.
Yeah, I remember that one. Am I right in thinking she's trying to do an analogy while she's on the boat?
I don't know. She was talking about a dragon, a guy who looks like a dragon, has the helmet.
It was supposed to be an analogy for a character, which is, I forgot who it was because it wasn't very good.
I don't know. That's one of those scenes where like it's terrible in the moment. I'll just re-listen to the dialogue after.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Valhalla, where Valhalla for me was like, how quickly can I mash B simulator to skip all of the dialogue?
bro, that's how I'm feeling with this game, and I've never felt this in a game ever before.
I just read the subtitles quickly and move on to the next one. But in this game, I haven't got to that point yet. I must say, I am
Man.
still fully watching.
I hope you. I really hope you love the game. I want you to love it.
I hope that you like it by the time it gets good.
Oh, I hope so. Maybe
Hopefully.
maybe I'll have a revelation. I'll say, oh, it all makes sense. Like maybe. I can never say never, can I? You never
I
know.
reckon the second they say the words assassin, Templar, it'll be like, okay, I'm locked in. Let's I feel like once it starts to feel like an Assassin's Creed game.
Same thing with Mirage, funnily enough, and Valhalla.
Yeah.
It's a pattern. It's a pattern.
It is, yeah.
Fire first 10 hours, fire last 5 hours, and just.
It's because they know what to do. They know by the time everybody's put 40 hours into the game, like, all of the casual fans will have dropped off or whatever, or they won't be bothered about the story. Then we can give the actual AC fans what they want. We'll stick that in at the end.
Well, I think before we get onto our conversation with the chat, I feel like it's only fair let's just say something we like about, at least one thing we like about the game first. Let's end it on a positive, before we get into the chat. It's got you're enjoying it, so it shouldn't be too hard, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something different, something I haven't mentioned yet.
Just because I don't want to leave it on like a sour
note,
there's still some things that are good. Like again, for me, I'm enjoying the stealth. I think the stealth's fun.
Yeah.
And I like I think the skill tree, it's good that it's more streamlined now. It's not anything crazy like Valhalla. I think the progression with skills is all right. Okay, the only thing I'm a little bit put off about the skill tree is you can't carry on until you get mastery points, which you have to go and do like praying at temples for like across the world and do all the side stuff to get, which I don't want to personally do. But aside from that, the different skills you can get with the different moves, they're pretty cool, and they're not too unrealistic like the superpowers in Odyssey. They're more like, some of them are unrealistic, but like they're still grounded in these characters and who they are, which I like that. I have to admit, and I'm very happy that they added guaranteed assassination, and so there's some things, and I'll tell you what, I don't mind those, like the side target not skill trees, the side target trees where it will be like a group of people, like the twisted tree.
Yeah. Oh, the twisted tree was amazing. I didn't realize that what I did was I killed the dad, and that forced the entire family to come to one place.
Did it?
Yeah, did you not? Yeah, so I killed one target in a house before I even got to the objective. I was just doing some random thing. And then Yasuke said a line, he was like, if you kill their dad, that'll bring all the sons to him. And fair enough, like, as soon as I opened the door, 5 of the sons came in and they all got their own close-up introduction. And I just massacred all of them and got the quest done really quickly. Yeah, I did all of them individually. While I was like halfway between a katana slash, about to kill one.
Way.
And I managed to get all of them. And I thought that was brilliant, yeah.
I must have done it differently. I didn't select specific ones. I just went in my own order, but I did them all separately. But like those little things, yes, they're just killing targets. They don't really mean anything, but there is a level of satisfaction about going around, and obviously I've been guaranteed assassinating them. But
it's nice to be assassinating people. I mean, like actual assassin targets is nice.
Yeah, like because I know they're not even trying to make it story centric. It's just for fun. Then I'm enjoying that. So look, there's a few good things I can say about the game, and when I inevitably, months down the line, when time has passed and I reflect back and I make a video on this game, I'm sure I'll praise it for some good things. I just want to say that because it's good to, I think even if you're not liking a game, it's good to be able to reflect on both sides and end off on at least some sort of a positive.
I should say as well that I am very much enjoying the outfits. I think the cloth physics is really nice. Everything moves properly how it should. I love that outfit where she's got the half cape and it looks very AC2. You haven't got that?
No, I mean, I haven't really been doing too much side stuff. I've just been doing main stuff.
It's a guaranteed reward for doing one of the castles. It's one of the early castles. I think it's the first one, Katano.
Oh, okay.
If you do that one,
clearing it all out, or it's in a chest?
You need to kill the Daisho, and then it's the legendary reward at the end. But it's she's got like an AC2 style half cape and her coattails and everything. It looks a lot very Ezio. It doesn't have the logo on the front, but it's nice. It's a nice set, and in general, I think the outfits in the game are great.
Yeah.
I need some legacy outfits. I'm missing them. Yeah. I need Altair's outfit in here now because I know they've got the physics engine to make it look great.
Yeah. Do you think they will add them?
Well,
like,
that's what's confusing me is there's no Ubisoft Connect like rewards or missions, so it's either they add them later down the line or they are like fully ditching it.
Yeah.
Which would terrify me. I mean, I really hope, God forbid, they make the legacy outfits like paid in the Helix store. That would ruin it. Oh yeah. Wait, if it's like gear as well, it's gonna be like mix and match.
Oh shit, a hood. And
like Altair's hood with Ezio's robes or something.
Oh my god. Yeah, that'd be weird. I'll be curious to see.
Interesting.
Can I just say something funny that's in the chat?
Yes, what's going on here?
Well, Mythweaver said,
no.
this is AC Shadow's writing in a summary. you ask for mercy. Mercy? Do you expect heat from a glacier? Don't ask for warmth. Cold is my nature. I thought that was quite funny.
I would not.
That is kind of how they speak.
I wouldn't be surprised if that is a line of dialogue. That could have been.
To be honest, what if that's actually in the game? Yeah. Is that real? Is this real?
What was that line? Oh my god! There's a bit during the. It's like Naoya's first flashback mission, and he's like, "You are a pebble," or something like. She says like,
"What?
I am just a pebble," and he goes, "No, you are a stone," or something. Someone will correct in the chat if somebody can find that quote.
It's like they're trying to be symbolic, but it's way too on the nose.
But he calls her a pebble or something, and I was like, "Oh, this is not like."
Should have said like, "You are not a pebble. You are a twat."
Yeah.
A dick. That was funnier in my head, and it was not funny when I said it. But anyway, moving on. So are we gonna get involved with the chat now? See what everyone's saying.
Let's open the floor. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat now. We will spend the next 15 minutes.
Scroll up.
Yeah.
Stuff all that. So.
Yeah. Anything you want to ask? Pop it in now.
Yeah, we'll get involved. Let everyone have a voice on the Podyssey. What did we end up calling everyone? The Podyssey Army or something? We didn't really end up.
We came up with something good, and then I think we forgot it.
Pussies? No.
The Pussies? Yeah, that was it.
Oh god. No,
the Pussycats. There's a question.
Here's a question from Yerba.
Oh yes.
Do you think Hattori Hanzo is going to be an actual assassin in this game? Now,
no. I'm just gonna say that straight up.
Have you?
Oh well, I haven't met him. Yet. I know he's in the game because he's in that character poster, but I haven't.
I've met him.
You've met him.
Well, obviously, because I don't know if the Shinobis are actually assassins yet or not, because it's so ambiguous. I don't know if he is as well, or he's not, or what. So and I can't really say what happened without spoiling, so I won't.
Did he show up in white robes, devil
masks?
No.
He was in big studded armor with a big spear thing. I'm pretty sure. Maybe he definitely had armor on, and he had no hood. He had a ponytail, armor. He looked like a warrior. I'll tell you that.
Did he have a hidden blade? At least was there any?
No. Of course not. Jeez. Who do you think he is?
Hattori Hanzo, that's who I think he is.
He ain't with the League of the Hidden Blade.
The League of the Hidden, of course. Did you see that in the store, in the Helix store, you can buy the individual outfit, for your league. For the 6 league members, they are 250 each.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can buy them in a pack. It's ridiculous because they're part of the daily thing in the exchange. Terrible. Anyway.
Yeah. Do you know, for me, like, again, very different types of players end up enjoying different gameplay mechanics more. I've never really been interested in like building things and like building up groups of people. So like the whole league part to me, I don't care about. Like I've got Yaya and she'll come help me out in a fight sometimes, which is cool. But like, did you meet the guy with the American accent?
Yes.
Why has bro got an American accent? He's so annoying.
He is very annoying.
His voice, like, it's not because he's American. It's just the way he talks. I'm like, I want to punch this man.
He kind of like flirts with Naui a lot as well, but she's got such boring wooden acting that it just doesn't work.
And well, she's not interested, is she? I don't
get
the vibe.
But it's worse than that. It's not just like she's not interested. She's just no. I am not interested in you.
Yeah.
And then he's going, okay, well, whatever, dog. That's cool, man.
Yeah. Oh, he's so annoying. But like, sorry, going back to the league thing, like I don't think I'll end up doing any of it. Like I've not spoke to the kid. You know the kid from Up? I forget his name.
Junjiro or something, yeah. Junjiro?
Like, that's the thing. He got set up as this big integral part to the story, and now I've not seen him for like 12 hours. Like he doesn't come back. Oh, sorry. I hope that's not a spoiler.
Well, no, that's not a massive spoiler. I imagine he's got his own separate quest line.
Yeah, well, he's part of the league, but I'm like, I'm going to be doing is I'm probably just going to be helping him to collect toys or some shit.
Oh my god, he might be the next Petruchio. Maybe he'll give you 100 feathers.
Yeah, I'm good.
Maybe is he part of the league? Is he actually one of the league members?
Yeah.
Can he like paint people to death?
Assassin. Probably. He can like
We're just grooming this child to be an assassin. Well, that's how the assassins work, isn't it? I feel like we've missed a lot of questions. Let's quickly rattle through some. So, what do you think of the homestead? I'm guessing that's the hideout. What do you think of the hideout?
Oh, well, as I said, I mean, it's probably cool if you like that stuff, but I don't like want to really build it and do. I don't. It's not my thing, you know. Like, it's not been my thing in like Fallout 4. Building hideouts wasn't my thing. I did say in in my Starfield video that I appreciated that system more, but again, it wasn't something I really touched. I'm not really the type of player that enjoys that. If I was though, like if I was a Minecraft OG player, which I'm not, maybe I would really like the system. So I can't really talk about it on a critical level, really.
Yeah, it's alright.
Not that, you know, yeah. You don't mind it.
I don't mind it. Like I don't think I've got enough resources to properly put enough time into it. I think it's gonna, be one of these sort of late game things where you sort of come back to it and maybe spend a few hours making it look nice, and then that's it. It's really there for necessity. And although I would say don't overlook it, because some of them give you like permanent XP boosts. Some of the buildings you can make, yeah. One of them gives you 10% permanent XP, which is a game changer if you can get the right amount.
To be fair, I might need to do that so I don't have to do as many side quests, so I can carry on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like one thing I was just gonna say was like, for example, my dad, he plays video games and he's always played. He's not been into Assassin's Creed like all of us. He's played them from the first one, but he's skipped certain ones. He's not really bothered. He forgets what's happened. He's just he's a gamer, but he's not like an epic gamer. He's just like, yeah, I'll play a game and I'll forget what happened the next day. It's like that.
Yeah.
So for him with because he hasn't started Shadows yet, but he has got it and he's gonna play it. I know, because I know what sort of stuff he likes. He will love the hideout and he will love tweaking it and building it, and that to him will be pretty cool. So like I can see from his point of view, which will then I'm sure bleed onto a lot of different people, is that I can sort of appreciate how that could be a good system for people. Again, I just can't really talk on it too much because I don't care for it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But what's the chat saying anyway?
Well, we're a bit far behind. Let me just quickly rattle through this. What do you think of the modern day stuff?
What do you think?
After completing a few tiers of the battle pass, you get like some emails and stuff, and I like that side of it. I do like the sort of Black Flag rogue, like getting little Abstergo bits of information. There is like a modern day thing in Shadows, isn't there? There's that guide. I don't know what to think of that yet. I haven't. What is that?
It's not really doing much, is it?
No.
I think just there to give a reason for the battle pass stuff. I don't think it's actually gonna go.
That's it.
You know what? That's a rant in of itself.
There's a whole
Can
other
I
discussion.
can I do a quick rant, or are we trying to wrap up? Because I'd be happy to.
No, that's
quickly
fine.
go on.
That's fine. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
I'm more conscious about like being behind on questions.
course.
Guys, stop
Why don't-
sending questions. We will get to them. Okay.
Well, I was just gonna say while because I forgot to say this earlier. I'm glad this question was brought up. I'll answer what I think of modern day. Maybe you can pick up some chat questions while I do it or something, so we can streamline back on. But yeah, so oh man, modern day, bro, in Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think it's so trash. I'm sorry. Why have they put it in a battle pass? I think that just kind of eliminates any meaning of what modern day was meant to be. Like modern day was always there. Again, I've said this so many times, but it was there to parallel the main character, to add this sci-fi mystery element that sets aside this series from anything else. It was meant to like embellish the story, but in a positive way. It was the main focal point of Assassin's Creed, and I think just to sideline it to being like, oh, we're going to use this as battle pass rewards, so you can get Animus themes rewards. You'll assassinate this corrupt entity, which is literally NPC with glitching kind of around. And it's like it takes all the substance away. Like there's no point having a modern day Animus related stuff if you're not gonna actually do anything with it. And I know, you'll unlock corrupt files if you do enough of these that you can read to put together what's going on. But from what I've seen, there's not enough there for it to warrant being in the game. And I think the only reason they're giving these like corrupt files and this little bit of a story that you can read is just so you'll carry on doing these battle passes and you'll carry on in the next few games doing them. I don't think they're actually going to go anywhere. There's going to be no payoff. It's just going to be reading Abstergo related stuff that actually doesn't have any bearing on the story, the characters, or anything like that. And I think the whole what's the guide? That person who's guiding you through this corrupt simulation and how Abstergo aren't as good as they think they are. Sorry, as you think they might be. I just again, I haven't finished Shadows, but I don't personally think that's going to go anywhere. I think it's just going to keep you on the edge of your seat so that you'll keep doing battle passes. And I think it sucks because it's just silly and it takes away from, what the whole conceptual idea of the Animus and this whole modern day was about. And I don't like it. I think it sucks. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of the feeling that it's harmless. It's unfortunately nothing good, but it is like just a neutral. It's there. I'm hoping that it's either going to go in two directions. It's either going to be something that's quietly forgotten about, or it's going to get more content, and that's going to hopefully boost it up and make it something substantial outside of battle passes. I mean, if the battle passes start to become paid, then we're cooked. We're cooked totally. But if they keep them free and have some stuff in it, then I don't know. I think it's all right.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I guess that's just more of a matter of like opinion, because I can again I see what you're saying in the way of like, well, I find it fun. I find reading these things fun. I'm gonna keep going. That's cool. I guess I mean just artistically. I
mean,
so
I'm so surprised that the guide is even in the game. I didn't think that Shadows itself, the Shadows game, was gonna have any modern day in it. So I'm curious to see whether the guide just like pops up at the end and goes, well, wasn't that fun?
Yeah,
but if there is a little bit more,
I think it will just be like, well, now you can see and it will start glitching like the truth, and then it will say like
that's one of those nostalgia bait things where they would actually call it the truth.
It hates you.
Yeah,
it really does. The beginning of that when I was playing it and it showed the beach and it started glitching, I was like, oh my god, let's go, this is what it is. But then nothing happens with it and it's just like,
when the guide first showed up as well,
you shove a battle pass in my face. Sorry,
when the guide first showed up, like I think you're talking to a guy Coronio or something, and like
Corona?
The dude, the bald anyway, the bald dude. You're about to start like a major assassination. And then the rift appears.
Yes, and you think, I
think I did that on stream. I was like, huh? What the fuck's this?
I saw you. I watched that,
and then I went in it, and it's nothing. It's just...
I know. walk.
You are
walk
playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then we're out.
It's just, it's almost like they have to do that just to prove that it's still Assassin's Creed to like
Yeah.
justify using the IP.
Unless
it feels like
at the end,
justification for the IP.
maybe the guide will go whoop, 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 and it'll turn out to be Desmond,
What?
and
Is
then
that
it'll all be
Zoidberg
worth it.
from Futurama?
Yeah.
It sounded like it.
Maybe,
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
Yeah, or like is it Layla or something?
It's got to have a purpose. It's got to be a reason that this thing's here.
I don't know though, because by the time the game ends and we're on to different writers for the next game, are they even going to carry that on?
Well, I think the writers forgot Basim existed until the Reddit AMA. And they were like, whoops.
Yeah.
Quickly
just
write him
think-
into a battle pass. Write an email
Yeah,
from
right.
Basim into a battle pass.
I think I think we've seen time and time again with across like different media that having different writers, there's not often cohesion between different things. People have confliction of what they want to do, where they want to take it, and I think things suffer in the long run, especially if you drag that out quite long. And I just think that's what happens with Assassin's Creed for sure. Like, you know, you'll have Quebec that want to do this type of thing. You'll have Montreal, like with Derby, that wants to more ground it back where it came from. And then it will go straight back to Quebec or somebody else who don't want to do the opposite of that again. So then you keep going back and forth, and then the story suffers for it. So in a way, I'm glad they're not setting up modern day to be anything more than a battle pass now, because like at least we know they're not gonna build something up and then drop it the next game.
Yeah.
So at least there's that. At least we're gonna have cohesion in the fact that we're gonna get battle passes every game probably.
That's like the worst thing to be cohesive.
I know, right?
The
But
modern
it's
day only
like-
serves us when we can make money out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know, I am very conscious of the fact that like, clearly, the type of AC game that I like is gone, and that's fine. Like there's a lot of players that like the newer stuff that are not bothered about all of this stuff. They get what they're given, and that's what they like. You know, like they get in these newer games the stuff that they want to get out of it, and that's
Yeah.
good for them. I just think, like, if I'm going to talk about it, it's going to come from that bias of the older games, that experience of growing up with those older games. So, of course, I'm not going to like that stuff, you know? And it's just the way it is, but yeah.
Well, you never know. I mean, Hexia is supposed to be more of a story-based sort of linear thing, so maybe that'll be...
Yeah, about Shadows, though, as well,
Yeah.
in a way.
And the Black Flag remake could be Black Flag again, or it could be Odyssey, but with Edward.
Yeah. Do you know, I think... I'm really sorry, we're not even reading chat. I keep
No.
forgetting.
But it's alright.
I'll just quickly say this.
I think
then.
we'll be nearing the end anyway, won't we, at this point?
Yeah. I do think that at least based off of Shadows, I think obviously I've played Shadows, I'll finish Shadows, I'll cover it in any way that I end up covering it, you know. I don't know when obviously I love talking about Assassin's Creed and I love making content on it, and I'll obviously gotta keep doing that because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But am I gonna play Hexe at this point? I don't know. Because is it just gonna?
What?
It's been an emotional roller coaster, and it's too much, man. Too
Ooh.
much. I'll cover the news when it comes out, and if I want to talk about it, I'll react to it.
Yeah, you'll
I'll
have
chat
to
about it.
see whether it looks like something you'd be interested in. Simple as that,
But
right?
yeah, it's just like, or maybe I'll just play the first 10 hours and then I'll stop when it's good.
Yeah.
You know what?
Maybe
Oh,
I
10
should
hours.
stop now. By the sounds of it, I need to stop now because otherwise, I'm gonna be like, it's gonna ruin it.
No, bro, don't.
Can you
don't
just
listen to
like
me.
send me a save file that's like just before the end, like maybe like 3 hours before the end, and I'll just pick it up there. I'll just start that now.
Oh god. Somebody upload it to the Assassin's. I'm sure they've got a Nexus mods page for that. For
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed
like
Shadows.
you didn't play the Origins DLC, did you?
Not yet.
No.
I will at some.
The Hidden Ones had an option where you could start the DLC whenever you wanted, and it would just give you generic gear up at that level, because you had to be like level 45 or something to start the DLC. So it would
You
just
still do that?
yeah. So you can it's an option before you start it. It's like, would you like to jump up to
Oh,
that
you know
level?
what? I might do that.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Well,
That would be
what I would love if they did was when you hit a certain level in Shadows, you can actually just skip to the end. It's like, do you want to do the 30-hour grind? Yes, no.
Oh my
No? Great. There's
man.
the last few hours when things pick up again.
That's a mod. That's a mod. You finish the
Oh,
you get to
absolutely.
Yasuke, and then it comes up like
A lot of
this.
things happened in between.
It will say like it will say like message. You are about to embark on a filler. Would you like to continue or skip to hour 40 or something?
It actually has
And
like
then-
they add icons to the map that say filler. Like Ubisoft's like map now says filler on all the stuff that's not important.
God, yeah. Oh man, that would be funny. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I think if I don't think I'll replay Shadows, but I think if I ever replay parts of it, it will be the beginning and well, from what I hear, the end is amazing. So maybe the
Yeah,
end.
I've heard the last
Amazing.
5 hours it really picks up. So.
I hope so. I hope so.
And the
love it.
DLC as well. You know, we know there's the Claws of Owaji on the way,
Yeah.
so who knows whether that'll be like a side thing or if it'll relate to the ending.
Is it coming soon?
I have no idea. I don't even know if the second expansion's coming out. They haven't spoke about that one. There was meant to be 2, but back when there was a season pass.
Maybe they've just delayed it so they can clean it up. You know, make it a bit better.
Maybe. Hopefully it's called League of the Hidden Blade.
Yeah.
And it's a prequel story that takes us even further back.
Oh god, yeah. Oh man.
It's you play as Naoya's dad in it. That would be it. It would be a
You're playing
prequel.
the flute. Just a flute simulator.
Oh,
the
that's
thing. You know?
stupid.
What was it? An ocarina? What is it? What is it? Is it got a name?
This is maybe slight spoilers, but the one moment of pure aura farming in this game is when Nobunaga meets Naoya and she's just playing that flute. She's just sitting in the shadows playing the
Intimidating
flute,
it.
and he probably has no idea what it means.
Oh yeah, he's like, what the fuck? Why is she playing this instrument right
Yeah,
now?
crazy. Oh my
Yeah.
god, someone said the dog quest was the second DLC.
Oh man, thrown to the dogs. Thrown to
This
the
game
dogs.
should be thrown to the dog. I'm joking. I'm not at
That's
that
how it
point
feels.
yet.
Feels like you've been thrown to the dogs.
Oh man, that's what you should call your. That's what you should call your review.
That's
3
for
hours
Shadows
long.
to the dogs.
Yeah. Oh, I might rename my video to that.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
quite
quite funny.
Absolute aura farming. Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
someone agrees.
Yeah. Is
I'm
there anything
scared-
else we want to?
Just quickly looking through the chat.
Is there any questions that stand out as being cool? We could maybe do like one more question and then.
I don't know. I mean, there's loads.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a specific question. Really, there's a lot of statements, which is cool, but it wouldn't really make sense if we read it out. Oh, somebody said, "Oh God, I forgot there's a battle pass. Is it worth it?" Would you say it's worth it?
Well, it's free. I mean, it's probably going to take you like 20 minutes to get through all the weekly quests, so it's only taking like 20 minutes out of your playtime. If it ever becomes paid, I would say no, based on the current format. I mean, I'm going to plug... I did a video where I went through the Battle Pass. Please check that out. It's on my channel.
Good video.
But, yeah, like, it's not worth it. If it's going to be paid, all you're getting is, like, half of a gear pack. Like, it's not even the full gear pack. You're not getting any mounts or anything. You get an outfit from 2 battle passes. There's 2 battle passes currently active. You get an outfit for Naoya and Yasuke's weapons. And then on the second battle pass, you get Yasuke's outfit and Naoya's weapons. That's all you're getting. You're not even getting, like, a mount or a trinket. I mean, you do get a trinket along the way, but it's just nothing, you know?
Yeah. I've just quickly seen another chat here. It says, what are the rifts in Shadows? Now, are we talking,
That's
like on
the guide stuff, I believe.
Yeah, but you know on the objectives board it will say like anomalies, and then below it will say like rifts, and it will say
Yes.
like that simulation is unstable, rifts are impending or whatever. I'm just waiting to see what that is.
Is that not opened up yet? Maybe that's like
Nah.
post-game stuff.
Oh, is it just gonna be? Yeah, is it gonna be like when you do the climbing anomalies in Valhalla, but then Basim ends up doing them instead.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I guess I'll just do this puzzle.
Yeah. I didn't hate those, but they got a bit annoying.
Yeah, they were. Well, it was more an issue with the actual parkour kind of
Yeah.
made it
Maybe
harder, but-
Preston Garvey will pop out of a rift, and that's how the rifts will work. They'll just be randomly
mark it on your map.
generated. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's
kind of
another.
what the
There's another
anomalies are.
rift that needs your help.
Another rift needs your help. It's like a multiverse. It's the different versions of the characters pop out. Ezio pops out of one. You go in a rift to see Ezio.
Oh god. Yeah, it's like what ifs. But it's not though. That's not what it is. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
chat.
sorry.
It's
The
not-
actual rifts are. I don't know.
We don't know.
don't
There's
know.
nothing. I mean, 26 hours in, I've not seen it. Well, have I seen a rift? Am I just not understanding what it is? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure when the
know.
guide first showed up, they called that a rift. So I wonder if it's just to get like cutscenes with him. You have to do something.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I don't know.
I was hoping it was going to be like Unities because they were called rifts.
they were cool. Yeah, they were rifts.
They keep using words from older games to make you think it's something else. Like when she said the ones who came before and it wasn't that. The assassin, but it wasn't. He didn't mean it like that. He meant it as just like a killer.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. He went, "I am not afraid of any assassins."
I know, right? I thought the same.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And then obviously you've
They're
written using the
sprinkling,
word
they're
rift.
sprinkling little details.
I know.
But it's not enough to make me feel like it's going anywhere. So I guess at some
Yeah.
point it must. It must.
I hope
If the
so.
last 5 hours are incredible, I'm expecting white and red outfit, walks on in. Naue, we have been watching you for a long time.
You think?
Yes, my name is...
Then you.
I don't know.
But then, man, they should have then. If that actually is the case, then you'd think that it would like show little like subtle glimpses of her being watched.
Oh, they
throughout.
should have done that. They should... No,
Yeah.
they should have done that in like Valhalla or something, like Basim's watching.
Even like just the way of the cinematography, like from behind the trees, you see her
Yeah.
now doing a thing, and it just cuts back, and it's like, just like visual, like symbolism that
Yeah.
maybe she's being watched. But I don't think there's nothing like that, is there? It's all just the classic. Hello, I am looking at camera.
Oh no, that
But,
is so awful. How can I help?
Yeah, she would say like,
Where
"Who
can I
are
go?"
you?" She would say, "Who are you?" And then they'd say, "We are the assassins." And then she'd say, "Well, I don't know." She'd say
Where
something
is the
cringe.
box?
Yeah,
Do
what's
you
in
know
the
where
box?
the box is?
Jijiwe would know, but he is dead. Oh shit! I fucked and just said a spoiler, didn't I?
Oh, well,
I just
what, a
just
spoiler
fucked
for the
up.
prologue?
Yeah, sorry guys if you haven't played the prologue.
Yeah.
Jijiwe.
Well,
whoever the
technically you
fuck
don't know
that
who that is. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. What does that even mean? I'm probably not even saying it right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jiwe.
Does it just mean dad?
Probably.
Or is that his
Papa or
name?
something.
I couldn't tell if that was his actual name or not.
I think it's like Papa, isn't it? Something like that. Shall I type
We
in
are the
Papa?
shadows that serves the light.
Yeah.
Where's she gonna get that quote from? She's got to say it. She can't just like randomly.
I think she's gonna read a letter from Jijiwe, and he's gonna be like, "Naue, I've been hiding the truth from you. We are actually not just shinobi, we are assassins." And then it'll be like everything, all the lore in a letter, and then she'll be like reading it, going like this, and then it'll, you know what I mean? And then it will just explain the whole of the creed to her, and then she'll be like, "Now I get it. Now I'm an assassin." I don't know, by the way, guys. I don't, if
me
you know the
to
answer, I
hide
might
in
be wrong.
plain sight. I do not know how to do that.
She's like, "But I like to be in the shadows, I
That is-
suppose."
what is social stealth?
Yeah, it's a little too late for that. I'm always protected anyway, by default. That's what Patrice Desolé... No, not Patrice Desolé. No, what's the guy's name? Cote. That's what Mark
Oh,
Alexis
Mark,
Cote
yeah.
programmed me to be. Always undetected by default. That was the most bullshit thing. It's literally just a game without social stealth. And then he said, you don't need it because you're undetected on default. It's like, no, there's just no social stealth in the game.
Yeah, it's
So
just
weird
not there, is it? Guys, you're
Yeah.
spoiling the ending.
Oh, he gets it. He gets it. I cannot believe they are not actually shinobi.
You are called the Hidden Ones? In our culture, there is no word for assassin.
So we say the League of the Hidden Blade.
I really
And
hope
then she'll
somebody
say-
calls them out for that. There needs
And
to be
then
someone who goes, "What a stupid name."
Yeah, I thought at least the kid was gonna say that's so dumb, you know?
Yeah.
Kid, call him out, but nah, it was. Then she'll say at the end, it'll be like, you know what? I am better than this revenge. I don't need to be an assassin. And then she'll get the hidden blade, like the lightsaber in End of Force Awakens, and she'll chuck it, and then it'll end. Or that was at the beginning of Last Jedi, but
It'd be funny if, as it fell, it like fell on someone, so it like stabbed them.
Oh god, yeah, and it's just the
Like,
grandmaster.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it would be an assassin, and that would be like an allegory for killing the Brotherhood finally, and it done. It would land on a dead assassin. I don't know.
I hope it's Cassandra.
Oh god, no, she'd be the one to
right.
grab it before it goes. She would grab it before it hits.
It's like a Marvel end credit scene. She grabs the hidden
then it-
blade.
And then it will zoom in like the targets in shadows, but it'll say Cassandra, legendary warrior or something.
Yeah. And then
Oh,
she just go
warrior.
Malaka.
And then it will cut to black, and then it will play "What I've Done" by Linkin Park as the credits. That's the ending to Shadows, guys. That's what
There
happens.
you go. We leaked it. We couldn't go a whole episode without spoiling the ending.
She'll say, "Well, I guess this is some kind of a league now, or something."
What are we? Some kind of league?
What are we? Some kind of hidden league?
Oh man.
Yeah. What are we? Some kind of hidden ones?
Oh no. I just need
Oh,
to hear it. I just need to hear it. I need like. It would be very therapeutic to hear Assassin and Templar at some point in this game.
I know, right? I know. Like, it's all you want.
Mm.
And like, lastly, I know we have to wrap up, but I will just say,
yeah.
just to finish that point, I know, probably not in the chat, but I've seen comments saying, like, I think I saw one comment. I'm not gonna say it's loads, but they were like, "What do you mean you're saying Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't about the Assassins and Templars yet? You liked Black Flag. You thought Black Flag was good, and that didn't have Assassins till the end." And my response to that is, it has Assassin's Creed themes all throughout the game.
Yeah.
The whole game is a journey reflecting those Assassin's Creed themes, being like freedom.
He dresses
the
up as
merit-
an assassin in the first 10 minutes. He goes to
Exactly.
visit the Templars. He pickpockets the
are all
Templars.
throughout the game as
That,
well.
like,
Yes. Shadows doesn't do
Ah.
that. For the first 26 hours at least, you've got some cool Assassin's Creed imagery,
yeah.
and then you get a few tiny scenes here and there that reflects those Assassin's Creed themes, but the rest of the game is just it's just a samurai shinobi game. Like, it's just a ninja game in Japan. Like, it's not really Assassin's Creed to me. Again, we're gonna get that at the end.
Yeah.
So
It's
We'll
fulfilling the shinobi fantasy.
yeah.
I'll say that. I'm well and truly
Yeah.
feeling like a Japanese
Shouldn't
woman warrior right now.
Yeah, and a samurai, of course.
Yeah. I mean, he's also there.
But like, oh, I would love to hear your thoughts if you ever end up playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, I will.
Play it.
Well, now I've played Shadows, I feel like I can naturally upgrade across to that.
Yeah. But anyway, shall we wrap up? Bro,
Yes.
my girlfriend's in the chat saying, "I'm so hungry, man."
Oh.
Come out. No, you can just come out and make some food. She's laughing. She's giggling.
Oh,
I can
my.
hear it. Yeah, I always say to her, like, just stay out here, do whatever you want to do, like, it's all good. But she doesn't. She's like, nah, I gotta go in the bedroom. I don't want to like disturb it. But
Oh, no,
I keep
it's
telling her
fine.
she
It's
can come
fine.
out. Yeah, I don't mind. But anyway, shall we? Anything else you want to read or say before we wrap up?
I think we're good. I think
Yeah.
we've covered everything. Obviously, this is just the first of many. No doubt we'll come back next week and we'll be 20 hours later and we'll have a whole
love
different
it.
conversation. Yeah, a
We'll
whole
say how
different one.
maybe it is and how we just didn't see the vision. And
Yeah.
maybe. But I'm really excited for when we finish the game and we can just do a deep
Yeah,
dive into
yeah.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna
I
be
just
good.
want to know everything. I want to get past. I want to get to
Yeah.
it. You know.
Yeah. Well, are you gonna stream the game anymore, or?
I'd like to, yeah, but not. I'm gonna play off screen. I cannot be playing the whole thing on a stream.
Yeah. No, that's
Too
fair
long,
enough.
Too long for that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I am near the end, which I think I am, then I will happily stream the rest of the game. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. Or maybe I'll never make it to the end.
Oh god.
I might not make it. I don't
No,
know.
that would be a Podyssey.
Yeah, a Podyssey I won't soon I won't soon forget. Anyway, I've had a good time today. First
Yeah.
live episode, I think it went pretty well. We haven't buffered, we haven't glitched.
No,
We've,
it's been all right. There's been no major technical issues.
Yeah, and it's been fun reading the chat. Like, obviously we didn't read a lot of it, but I've been reading it as we've been talking.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
yeah. I've been having a quick
been entertaining me off in the corner, which is nice. It's good to see people. I don't know. It's more engaging this way. I think live. I think fun to do that again at some point. Easy for you. You haven't got to edit an
I
episode
don't have
now.
to do anything. Yeah, brilliant.
Oh.
I mean, I'm guessing we'll just regroup next Monday to record the next one, or because there might be a bit of a gap in between in that case. I suppose we could just have that gap, and that'll give us time to get further ahead.
Exactly. We'll figure something out. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Be all right.
Yeah.
But
We'll do something in between. I'm sure we can get some kind of maybe a mini thing out.
exactly. Punk Dallas says, "Have a good evening." Have a good
you too,
evening
man.
to everyone. If obviously everyone watching here right now is probably already subscribed, but if there's anyone in the future watching this, after we've gone live, feel free to subscribe, like the episode, and we'll continue covering Assassin's Creed Shadows and
Absolutely.
Assassin's Creed stuff in the future and whatever. It's a bit of fun, so we'll keep doing it for as long as we're enjoying it, I suppose.
Yeah.
And,
There's a lot to go. There's still a lot to go.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing you've got to do actually.
Oh.
You're gonna have to audio this episode for Spotify.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. I've got
Wait.
work to do. No. Oh man. Yeah, this will be out on Spotify. I'll try and get it done tonight. I'll try and get this out on Spotify as soon as possible.
Yeah, cool. I don't think it will let you download the stream until like 24 hours though. I've tried to download my recent streams and then it doesn't let you for like a day. I don't know why.
Oh. Tomorrow then. Tomorrow. You'll
I mean,
get
I
it.
could be wrong. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I will end the stream here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Obviously, don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already. We will be back next week. Oh, there you go. Oh, I've got one of them.
Is there one?
Yeah.
Have you not seen me doing this in like?
Yeah, I
almost
have. I just
a-
never.
Oh my god!
There
No
we
way.
go, I got
You
one
just
too.
sent us this. Yeah, they ended that creator thing, didn't they? I was enjoying that, getting
Did
free
they?
stuff.
Yeah, I got like a free Greg's sausage roll once. That was
Yeah.
very nice.
I watched Alien Romulus for free because they gave us tickets.
Oh, no way. There you go.
Just-
So hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
And we'll be back to our regularly scheduled episode next week. And we'll try and do
Yes.
something in between. All right.
If you guys absolutely loved the live stream, I'm sure we'll do it again. So
Yeah,
let us know.
absolutely. We'll do another one. Someone suggested we do a Q&A one, a Q&A stream, which might be a good idea. Nice, easy
Yeah.
bonus.
I guess that's just more of a stream than an episode, but yeah, we could do that.
Maybe a bonus thing.
yeah.
Right. We will see you next time. Do you wanna do the outro?
Have you got the outro thing to play or no? What are you
No.
gonna do?
I'm just gonna end it.
Okay.
Just
Fair
gonna end
enough.
it.
Fair enough.
Unless you want to make like animus noises for the next 20 seconds.
What would that be? All right, guys. Well, this has been a Podyssey. I will not soon forget.
Yes! Ending it. There we go.
It's ended. Okay,
It's
cool,
ended.
cool,
It's
cool.
ended.
Nice.